Senior and Junior Championships. Thursday, July 6th to Sunday, July 9th at the National Stadium from 9:45 a.m. to 9 p.m. each day. Up for grabs will be places to several events this summer, headlined by the biggest of them all, the 19th World Athletics Championships in Budapest, Hungary for the seniors, plus the NAKA and Pan American Championships for the juniors. Season tickets, $7,500. Finish line, $1,000 to $2,500 per day. Regular grandstand, $1,000 to $2,000. Tickets on sale online June 19 at MysticOnlineTix.com and National Stadium and the Pegasus, July 3 from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. It will be 4 days of super competition, so be there.
Good night, good night, good night, good night, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. How are we doing? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Let us talk. Let us conversate here on Track and Feelings. I know a lot has happened over the weekend, and we are booming and brewing to have some discussion and to talk. And yes, we here at Track and Feelings always enjoy your company. So as you coming in and as you come along, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. At wherever you are joining us from, we welcome you all here. Welcome to our newcomers. Welcome to our early people who come to school early, who come to class early and stuff. Welcome to you all. We appreciate the fact that you are here. We thank you for joining us. We thank you for being with us. If you are driving, we ask that you be very careful, be mindful, and be conscious on the road while you listen to us as we discuss what we love to speak about, and that is definitely Track and Field. You know, we have to still be careful how we drive, because you know when the discussions get heated and all of that, then you know things can happen and stuff. Hey Dennis, you're early tonight, you know, you're early tonight, right? Pleasant night to you also, my dearest. We are appreciative of you being here again, once again. Once you come on in, we ask that you can share the live broadcast so that other persons are able. Oh, am I funny enough? Time hot. I tell you, hot, man, hot. My apologies for that. I hope that is a little bit better. Welcome, welcome, welcome again. Good night, good night, good night, everybody. What a glorious night. What a glorious week we had. The weekend was booming, you know, and I'm sure a lot of persons are here tonight because, you know, often and things that happened over the weekend. And you know, definitely how we are over here, we discuss every and anything, and we talk about every and anything. So as I stated before, okay, can live with it. All right, thanks, because as we say, time hot, you know, so we're just gonna be discussing as we go along, anything and everything, and see what is happening and how it is that things is going. So how are we all? How are we all? Talk to me. Let us start by seeing
I am tired.
How we are doing and stuff like that. Jermaine, how you do?
But tired.
Tired.
Got graduation week, so you know we're gone.
Oh yeah. Cause you know Jermaine are the educator in the building. So yeah, graduation time is up and running, up and about now. So Xavier, what I want for you over there?
Good. Representing 860.
Okay, you're good. You're good. Guys, again, as I said, as you come along, share the live, like the live, you know, tell us something, tell us about your night. No, Dennis, that's not happening over here. Not a thing. As best as possible, Dennis, I will deter from speaking on that topic. Too much has happened from Saturday to now as it relates to that particular topic. And that topic that I speak of is none other than Dr. Elaine Thompson-Herro. I can say that out loud, but I will not have continuation of what has been happening from the start of the weekend to continue. That now I'm over here, so flesh that out somewhere else. Now I'm over here. So one thing I would say is it was great seeing you, Dr. Elaine Thompson-Herro, on the track running the 100-meter, shaking your legs, shaking it out. It was great seeing you.
Can I say something?
Sure.
For the past 2 days or so, we've been debating, or we've been making comments in the group, and we've been talking. But one of the things I will say with everyone here, you will notice that even if the admins disagree, we aren't disrespectful. We all have our opinions, we all have our thoughts. We all think differently because we are different. We're individuals. Pay like that. But one of the things is we've never stepped and gone to the boundary of disrespect. Now, why I say that is we're having the conversations, and I know people have their allegiances, wherever it is, fans of different people. Please, when these topics come about, be respectful. No matter what, you're gonna disagree. There's nothing wrong with a healthy debate. There's nothing wrong with a confrontation, but you must be respectful at all times. So, guys, whatever is done, please keep it respectful. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but respect each other. That's all I have to say on that. Oh, one more thing. We can say that's all, yeah? Because, say that's easier. We have all the guests, right? Like, we'll book out. So, I think next week, is it next week or the 6th of July, Xavier?
Yeah, next week.
Next week, wow.
It's not a 6th. It's
Not the 6th, the 3rd.
The 3rd, yeah. Right. So next
3rd.
week, the 3rd of July, we'll be joined by the pioneer of the throws in Jamaica, former Jamaica representative to the Olympics World Championships. National champion, former national record holder, Jason Dads Morgan. Him say him can't wait and I'm ready for theirs. So he will be here with us next week. So when we get to the questions ready, get everything ready, because we always talk about the track athletes, and now we get to speak about with the field eventers, especially the throwers, because we are going good in the throws. So getting yourself ready. We have Jason Dads Morgan. Say that I gotta do the flyer and everything. So you'll see that out at some point in the week, guys.
Anybody out there that would love to volunteer to do flyers or logos for us, we are open to that. Not a problem. Just link me in the inbox. I try my thing. I must say, I try my thing. I'm just saying.
You're going good.
Xavier, you want to say something? Xavier?
Huh?
You want to say something?
No, we're good. As Jermaine said, we try to keep it peaceful. Not fight nobody. We can't afford the page to get taken down after almost a year. Season is up on us. So we're gonna be very respectful. We might cuss and behave bad and have different opinions, but we're gonna be respectful with it. But as Latoya said, we really never want to steer from the topic, but we have to keep the queen in the pack. She kind of biased. She was Elaine dear to her heart. So before Jermaine said, let me say it. For anybody else, I tell you, say, she would have talked till that kingdom come, but tonight she hold it dear to her heart. So
can I tell you?
One by.
Can I tell you?
False start.
It's not.
No.
It's
No,
not.
listen.
It's not.
One
It's
by.
not that.
One by. We gave you Jermaine. We give you Taylor, and we say okay, we're leaving it alone. No, you beg
No.
Ilian.
We are going to discuss the Taylor issue. The thing with the Taylor thing, that I wanted us to kind of have an understanding of the rule, so that when the Taylor thing comes out, we are conscious enough to be able to discuss it out of our feelings and based on the rules. So we have an
Did you take out of
understanding.
our
So now
feelings?
that the tailor one.
We can't do nothing out of our
No, man.
feelings.
When I say out of our feelings,
Well, I'm like,
no,
that's
when I
what
say
the
out of
name.
our feelings, I mean, when I say out of our feelings, I mean because we now have an understanding of where we're at with it, you know, because there was so much confusion in terms of what is happening. So now that the case is out and we're seeing the case is going to be unfolding before our eyes, we are able to better, you know, deal with the matter based on the rules that exist. So it's not that I chose not to speak about the Taylor issue. I wanted us to have an understanding first, learn something, and then we can talk about it. Because we're still learning the Taylor issue.
I have a question. I want to start somewhere else. Why would one of our athletes go all the way to
Japan?
China? Yeah.
Japan.
No, Asia. No, I'm asking, and me see you posted German. I'm
Don't
wondering
call him out.
why Alana, and this seems sketchy for me, and this is my opinion. She got better meats. She got better meats.
Sorry, let me just do a general. I know I did the big ups or the good nights already, but I wasn't able to see person. So I'd already say good night, Dennis. Good night, Travis. I see you in the building. Gregory, welcome. DRS, Jacqueline, welcome. Ferguson, I think you're driving. I spoke specifically to you. If you are driving still, Ferguson, and haven't reached home, please be careful and please be safe. We still want to have, as best as possible. Alicia, welcome. Wilbert, welcome. Joyette, hey, you're here. Welcome to everyone. Let's continue. Continue, my darling. Continue, Xavier.
We have difference.
All right. So Travis started answering your
Travis,
question.
no, that's not the answer. I can't give you the answer because I found it.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not the tree.
Travis, yes, but not the
Hold on there,
200
Jerry. The 3,000 yen, where she win?
300,000
US. 300,000 or 2,000 US. The plane,
No.
the plane fare to Japan right now around an average of 15,000 US, 1,500 US. Calculation right? What profit she make off it?
You know what I'm giving you the answer?
All right. So German. All right. So, okay, great, Dale. Great, wonderful. So the question is, why would Alana goes to Japan and to run? Question?
Yeah, that's the answer. That's the question.
Answer the question.
That's the question.
Everyone answer the question because
The
I think it's going to
answer-
be.
You guys remember when Eileen went to the Commonwealth Games last year?
Yeah.
You remember why? Because of
With
sponsors.
All right, let me ask the question.
Sponsors.
All right,
Sponsors.
no, let me
German,
ask the question.
German, hold on there.
No,
I have
all
a
right,
next question.
German
Hold
says
on.
sponsored. No. Hold on. Hold your question. German says sponsored. Okay. So let me better put it in perspective for you, Jermaine. Why would Alana Reid go so far? You said because of sponsor. It's a Puma meet. She's sponsored by Nike. And when she gets there, they're defending money back and forth, whether she runs or not. But in the end, she ended up running. That is the question.
It is basically this. You have
All we see is the 300,000 yen win. But the
you are
point
given
is,
2,000
you are
US.
given a set amount of races that you have to complete in your pro year. You know this at all. You see in contracts. You have to run X amount of times. Well, let me not go into the details of it, but you have to race a certain amount of time as a professional for certain things. Jumping.
why did she and her team agree to go to the people they meet before defending whatever she wants to defend? And then you get there, you're defending it. You know quite well that the meet is sponsored by one that you are not signed to, that you did not sign to.
Puma represents
Why is it everybody
Jamaica.
together?
Let me answer that. Puma represents Jamaica. That is why Sir, what's his name, was there with her. The thing about it is there are sponsorship obligations, not just with her, with Nike. There are also obligations that, with Puma or whatever it may be. Jamaica is created. It's a lot of mix up, but all the end of the day, it has to do with contract.
Can I ask a question?
It has to do with contract.
Can
it
I
has to do with
ask a
obligation.
question? was this contract signed into before she signed that Nike deal that she had to go run to Puma, and then now she gone into Puma, now that she changed her mind.
Did she accept it to run? Exactly.
I know that changed her mind. Says she not gonna sign Puma or sign Adidas. She has to obligation, and then our team of it start buy plane ticket and say, yo, you didn't make that deal later, so you have to go. Else you have to go fork up money. Sekou Clark, brilliant. Me now send my athlete down there so for make $2,000 in New York that keep.
All right. Congratulations, Alana Reid, for me not even know the time. Congratulations, Alana Reid, for winning the 3,000 yen or 300,000 yen, whatever that values to be. But the complications behind things and the hiccups behind things with these things, it is what we
No, I'm gonna put it out there, Latoya. I think Alana Reid contract is gonna be a blueprint for young athletes signing contracts for Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be one of those blueprint that athletes gonna use to decide how do they go pro at that age, because we don't think we have heard.
If persons get to see something.
Well, if anybody gets to see anything, but speculations will come out. The right persons have not spoken yet, and the right people will always talk.
And you have to remember her camp. Even though to us it doesn't seem like a good decision, I do not think Sekou and Dwight would do anything that is not at the best interest of them and the athletes, both being athletes.
Jermaine just said is not the views and opinions of
but it's not supposed to be at the best interest of them, but at the best interest of the athletes.
No, because at the end of the day, you have to remember this, as an agent, as a company, you also are the brand. How well you do with her, what you do with her, will determine the clients that you will get in the future, will determine the money you'll be able to. You're bleeding coach. Remember, Sekou is young to this. He is not, what's his name again? Ricky Sims or all of these. They are young guys. So they're building something. So it also helps them. It helps their brand as well. It's never just the athlete as well. Everybody around them.
Okay, next.
I agree, Alisa. Alisa, the training line, the training camp has a bottom line as well as an objective.
Yeah, they do. And here's the thing about it. A lot of people, even though track and field is an individual sport, at the ultimate level, it is the most individual sport next to tennis and golf, right? We have to remember that there are a lot more parties involved in an individual sport like track and field than you'd expect in tennis and golf. In tennis and golf is the coach, management, agent, that's it, and the player. With track and field, it is the coach, management, agent, shoe company, sponsors, and your team members, the people who are training in that camp. Because the bigger clout that person has, the better it is for the camp. We've seen when MVP just started, it was just Bridget. Then it became Bridget, Asafa, Michael, Sharon, and then it grew at it Melanie, Nesta Carter, until MVP became the brand. I think what they're trying to do is do the same thing.
So it's literally going to say Alana has become the cash goat of this brand.
No, of our camp, not brand. Okay.
Of our camp.
All right.
Because also, do you guys know who's training her as a coach? Well, you know our coach, right?
Corey Bennett.
Exactly. He's also trying to build a brand.
Congratulations to Brianna Williams for running
with our cute self.
Clocking our season best again.
By the way, that's all you. A little thing that to add to your statement. The Jamaican pool, let us be real. Dr. Elaine Thompson here ran 11:23 the other day, right? There are 17 women, right? There's 17 women in Jamaica who've run that or quicker. So I think for the first time, you literally have 2 quality semifinals you can get. I remember, Shelly has not run, Janelle Smith hasn't run, Christiana Williams hasn't run. We don't know if they're going to run. So, I mean, 17 women who run faster than they never do. That's amazing. Corey Bennett have a contract of a caliber.
Remember, anything you put, Dr. Elaine Thompson, your name, I have a comment because I don't want to start.
I'm just talking about her time and everything from that.
I know, I'm just saying.
Okay, next topic. Dr. Elaine Thompson.
Congratulations to Brianna Williams for doing what she did over the weekend. It was really good to see that even though she ran the first, her first season best, our first season best here, to go back again and do it, and our execution and distribution was similar to what she executed and distributed here in the National Stadium. And therefore, at this moment, for me, I am saying, Brianna, welcome back into yourself. Continue to do what you do and what you're doing. I see she posted that she's back home, so therefore means she's back here in Jamaica, and more likely back on the track, back on.
You only have one problem with that, and the only problem I have with her is she need to go run some more 200 for upon the last 30 the man. The start is so amazing that the collapse between 60 and 80
first.
It just go run some 2 deals, man.
Brianna treating like April 1st. I'm still gonna stick to my gun. Brianna treating her like an April 1st. Every time she running out, she treating her like April 1st. Damn fool day.
I'm gonna get her though.
Alicia, it's not that we can't speak on her. It's not that we can't.
Latoya will not speak on her.
Latoya will not speak. Jermaine and myself will speak.
Me and Vivian will continue the conversation.
Latoya will not say anything. We're giving 5 minutes of it.
It's not that I don't want to speak on her. I just don't want tonight to be wholly and solely about her. And
but Latoya, the people are waiting for us.
So you know them. I'm gonna allow. I can allow you guys to speak, I can allow, but when time to start knock keyboard, me I gonna knock. I just don't want us to spend the whole entire time. So might as well we just get the other stuff them out of the way, and then we can get to speak on her. I'm just saying. Objective discussion on anybody, it is fine. We can and we will. That's what I'm saying. For me, knowing Jermaine. Guys, knowing Jermaine, it's not going to be 5 minutes. You understand? It's not going to be 5 minutes.
As long as Jermaine don't have to clap back, it's going to be 5 minutes.
But, Brianna, 2 weeks to go. 2 weeks.
I have another person.
All right.
There's another person that needs to go into the lab and work on something, and I think it's because they tighten up when they have competitors. Hakeem Blake.
Hakeem Blake just straight up.
Before we reach Hakeem Blake, big up to Mr. Pickstarter.
Leave the man alone.
I'm so sorry, I've never said that.
Leave the man alone.
Big up to Zarnell Hughes. Oh no, man, no, I love Zarnell. Big up to Zarnell Hughes. Congratulations.
And the record for broke a long time though. At 30 years, the record old enough. The record old enough.
Older than Zarnell.
And he not even did that fast in the first place.
Yes, Jackie, them just keep beating up on her, so that's why I don't want that discussion.
We're not beating up on her. I have my piece to say. I wasn't beating on her.
I never say you. She's talking about in general. Everybody just keep beating up on her. The toxicity of it, and I am not alien, and it's toxic to me. You know what I mean? German say me emotional.
She biased.
And Zayvan say me emotionally biased when it comes to her. Then I want to not pay. She has to be discussed.
Everybody, let me tell you.
Tarika said him not
think that. Let me tell you
let's go back to big congratulations to Zan. Let's just go back to
Hold on. Lataya came to like Elaine. It wasn't an initial love. And I love at first.
Zebian, can we speak on Akeem Blake, please?
Yes. My thing with Akeem, he just needs to hold his composure. Every time somebody come to him, the man crumble. Like the man start pulling a soft upon him. I know that man. Because he's good, he's talented, he can get there. He's run his PB this year. He can go faster, but he's
mentally weak. He's mentally weak, and it got to him head. The moment you can not feel the hunger to run in the national stadium or run for your people and finding silly excuse, it says a lot about him. And Karma is a nice young lady.
I don't think he's mentally weak. I just think he doesn't know how to run yet. And I think this is the difference between people who have been competitive, especially the champs runners, because you will notice the athletes that never really did the champs or the Carifters. And I'm not bashing anybody here, so I don't want nobody to get from me. But the Asafa Powells of the world and the Khalees, well, even Khalees did the 800 meter, but she never did the 4 hurdles at champs. Those people, you realize that competition from the early age, that mental development that takes place into being able to compete, it kind of not really easy to develop when you get to 20 or 30 odd. And that for me is the problem. That's why you will notice like Asafa, when he's by himself, meaning the quality of the field isn't that great, he is the most amazing sprinter to watch ever. But once it becomes an intense moment or there's quality competition, once he sees them or feels them, he crumbles under the pressure because he's never really had to develop that from 13, 14 years old. So to get it at 21, 22, it's not easy.
Zanel walk him down.
That is it.
Like
and why? Zanel
when I said when I said the other day that he needs to, stop tightening up and crumble under pressure, somebody said it is not that he was tightening up on the live. The person said it and said that it's a Zanel effect. And the person said it's not that he's tightening up because he, won against Coleman. And all I was simply saying is that once he is leading and someone come up on his shoulder, he tightens up. I mean, him that dive for the line. So, it's not them that dive feet. You have people where maybe I'm going to do a Sean upon way.
I just think he just needs to work on it. I think Michael and Gregory Little will do what they need to do to get it. Because I think that's the reason why a Johan Blake always seemed to make the team over these youngsters. Because he's not going to crumble. So even though a Johan said they're faster than him,
he will get there.
So that's my thing. I think that's the advantage that Oblique has to some extent, because Oblique kind of crumbles sometimes, but to some extent that's the advantage he has. He doesn't crumble as much. So I just think it's just more work, more mental preparation, and I'm good to go.
Okay.
Zabian, you look like you have bites to talk about it now.
Oh no, I'm good with him. Just as you concur, his mental capacity lacks some years.
Yeah.
You sound like no hire people who say we want somebody with 20
with experience.
20 years experience and them just start work.
Listen, muscle memory comes a lot, speaks volume in track and field, You have to know.
And just managing competition. I mean, nothing prepares you better for a world championship and an Olympics like champs when it comes to the mental pressure that comes with it. Because
big up to Daniel Thomas dad.
Huh?
Big up to Daniel Thomas dad.
Yes, big up to DTD. I was called TDT. But big up to DTD. But here's the problem with Daniel though. And not a problem. Everybody, there are 2 or 3 other women who are throwing 20 meters. So I love the fact that she's getting better, but we'll see. One thing with Daniel though, she is going to give her all. Wherever it is, she's going to give her all, and whatever happens with it, we'll just accept it. That's she's one of those persons where the result for me, I'm not I'm never disappointed in her result because at the end of the day,
Daniel glide over the
yeah,
man, what if you're such
I'm never disappointed with Daniel results ever.
Me could have never. Effortlessly, me could have never.
But I love her too. I think the female field eventers, I love them. I love them. The jumpers, the throwers, I love them. But Xavier, the people are asking, and that's why you can take a break.
I'm there. I'm listening. Objectively.
No, I'm. Listen, I'll go first.
Let me tell you something. All I ask, do not beat down on her. My mouth will come. Just don't beat down on her. That's all I ask. That's all I'm asking. Let us do the critique as best as we can when we're discussing it, because it is a
sensitive issue.
It is a sensitive issue. It is an issue. Jermaine, you remember when your baby, expressed openly to the world that she suffers with mental issues and seeking help. We didn't talk about it either, intensely, because it is a sensitive issue. So that is why I said I kind of wanted to stay away from it, but I can give my input towards it. So all I'm asking, because we have been seeing what has been throwing out there, even though she may not care somewhat, but because of what we have been seeing throwing out there, we here on Track and Feelings don't do that to our athletes. So as best as we can, let us stay away from doing that to her. That's all I'm asking.
That's all, yeah. I'm going to bounce off what you just said, and I think I typed it about 4 or 5. I think I've typed it about 4 or 5 times. I think Elaine's problem is not injury. Not saying that she's not injured and she doesn't suffer from injury.
But if you think it is not injured, then you are saying that she don't.
No, I'm not. No,
so make the sentence proper. Make the sentence proper.
Here's what I'm saying. I think mentally she's under too much, and because of that, it affects her. So, for example, I don't know if you guys ever hear, if you heal the mind, you can heal your body. Mind over matter. I think if your mind is in the right place, you can kind of navigate through injury a lot better. I think.
But, however, that is it. However, 1 second. However, remember what she said in the interview. Her body is ready. She openly said, my body is ready. It is just my mind.
That is exactly what I was going to
speak to, which I am doing.
Which is exactly what I'm going to, because before the interview came out, I don't remember if it is in our group or in another group. I think I said it the day before. I said, I think Elaine's biggest problem is the battle that she faces in her mind. Meaning that is our biggest problem. The biggest issue that she has, because guess what? She's been battling this Achilles from 2015 or 2016.
Yeah, but it's not just the Achilles.
No, I'm just saying what I'm saying. She's been battling the Achilles.
No, I'm going to rebut you every time you say something based on what you say in our interview. Just to say.
She has been battling the Achilles from 2015, 2016. It's an injury she knows how to treat. She said it herself in her interview. She can get over that. She knows how to do that.
Yeah, she said not just the Achilles alone should have out there.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You know why you missed the part of her interview.
So you know what I said? Could you just listen? Any new developing injury, I think she mentioned the shin. Come know that I come to our defense quick. I think she mentioned the shin splints and all of these things. Those are injuries that you can mentally work through. But here's the problem. Like I said, I remember when I broke my foot. One of the things that people kept saying to me was,
no, Jeremy, I can mute her. So if you talk and she talk too much, just mute her. We have admin rules too. So make sure you go and talk.
So the mental state, what I'm saying is, when I broke my foot, one thing people keep saying to me was, think that it's not broken, even though it's healing. And you realize it helps with the process. As I said, for me, I think the biggest battle Elaine fights is a mental thing. And it comes from the attack that she gets. It probably comes from her own insecurities, because everybody has them. Whatever it is. I saw she mentioned something which I've never heard her mention before. She said she doesn't know what happens in a world championship year. She just can't seem to get it right. Something always happens. And for me, it means it is playing on her mind as well. She's like, because we've said it, I've said it out of my mouth. I think Elaine is the greatest Olympic performer ever. But it's every 4 years. And I think she also probably is hearing herself say the same thing. So I think the biggest thing is the battle of the mind.
Wait, okay, 1 second. One of the things that is in her mind that she wants to achieve. Now, everything that I will say here is based on her interview that I listened to, and me myself feel like I want ball. Not because she's my athlete, but because of how the interview was. She said that that is something that is playing on her mind, that she is fighting, where it is that, I mean, in Christendom, we will say the devil play with the mind, telling you that you can do this or you can't do this. And the devil tends to tell people that they can't do something because he will be a little bit aware that you're great to do it. And in her mind, what is coming in her mind is saying that she is only, as you said, great in the Olympic here. And for her, she's speaking to herself and telling herself that no, it is not that. She said that when the negatives come, she has to correct it with the positives, which is great. And one of the things to be positive is to tell herself and to know that she is greater than what is happening to her. I saw someone post that she complained about this injury 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2022. And for the person in the comment section that is saying that she needs to go back to Fano, please note, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, and according to 2022, she was with Frano. She got nothing then. She had that injury from then. Why is it that he never fixed it then? This is why I don't want to talk about it. Now, I'm simply saying, if the body is ready, she says she needs to get the mind and the body in sync to do what she knows she can do. And for people to be going at her, to be saying, go as far as, and we're back here again, for persons to go as far as saying she's not going to make the Jamaica team. That is callous. That is uncouth. And somebody said to me that on their page that Elaine Thompson-Herah is ungrateful. I mean, I want somebody to tell me if she did rent them house, I never paid, because according to him, when she win and now she not doing anything, she owe them. So I don't know who is ungrateful. If a she or a we, right? Now, she came out to say, now I have been injured. So what if we there people over the fence and we say she never did that train and she not train? She come now and she say, hey, so who know that people over the fence and never see me? This is the reason why they never see me. Right? However, I am back now. I'm going to come and shake it out. So me running the 11-2-3 is good for me because why? I have been not able to train because I've been back and forth from spikes to run shoes. Spikes to run shoes. We can imagine runners who are runners here. Runners who are runners here, can imagine. Remember now, when you have the Achilles going set and coming up, pushing off, happy in that. It is painful. She's human too. And therefore, what I am saying is that some little encouragement now, it sweeten the labor. She said one of the scriptures that held her together in this time is that it says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 3 verse 13. No weapon that form against me shall prosper, because she nyams the white fowl enough. She said it openly. I am not looking for time for trials. I am just looking to make the top 3. After that, I will ensure that I get myself ready. Somebody asked the question. Somebody said, well, not ask the question. Somebody said, our sponsors supposed to turn because since them sign her, she not give them nothing. So me ask for the receipt. Come on, see the receipt where Puma turn after them sign her and she not give them nothing. Because for me, it is a discussion between sponsors. Fans don't pay people. Because Jamaica... Joel.
First of all, that's all you were the person who said you had nothing to say on the topic, but you have been going on a soliloquy.
No, Mr. I have only put things to say. I just don't want to not bring you down. That's what I'm saying. The moment, because
I'm going to correct a statement to you. I'm going to say a statement to you. Because we did this over the comments, because I mentioned that the fans do pay you in the sport. And you said no. And I'm going to actually correct you. The fans in Jamaica, Jamaican fans don't do nothing. I'm not talking about Jamaican fans. When I talk about doing well for the fans.
So what a Jamaican people are bringing her down, though. A Jamaican people are bringing her down.
When I say doing well for the fans,
Jermaine, before you go any further, they don't. They don't.
No, here's what I'm saying.
Them don't pay. A Jamaican people are bringing her down.
Let me ask you a question. And this is, why is it that you're saying Bolt could command 300,000 US for appearance? Because they knew.
Him commanding it doesn't mean it's the fans paid. No, there's a difference.
Because the sponsor knows.
The meat people have their own ways to get the money.
Well, I know what I'm saying is this. I've done shows and I can tell you what it means. If I say Usain Bolt, I know I can sell a ticket that I would usually sell for $50 for $200 because it's Usain Bolt. People will pay to come and see.
Did you see Jesse? No. Did you see Jesse? Did you see Jesse? Tell me, did you see Jesse? Now, you see Jesse? Who them come for?
All right. So that's one way you look at it, Jermaine. You remember when Yuan wore the watch on his hand?
Mm-hmm.
And got fined for it? So that's the ideal way of how sponsorship works. Is it because of marketing?
Great example.
It's because of marketing, and I'm gonna go into it. Because of marketing, it's cheaper to pay a Jamaican athlete that $5 million than to buy a marketing slot in these events. So if I can get Elaine to run at the Olympics to wear a Puma shirt, I could not pay Olympic Association for that slot. So it's cheaper to have these third world athletes to wear these brands to give me airtime. And these sponsors are asking for airtime. So it's not if you're going to win or not, but at least when the camera hits you, it's much cheaper to put it on you than actually have an advertisement slot. So really and truly, they're just a marketing strategy for most of these companies. It's the cheapest way out to market. It's a marketing strategy, and it's cheaper to use the athletes now to market their brand than paying for advertisement. And that's what it is. So
no, but it's not only Jamaica, you know, because there's a reason why in basketball certain people have certain shoe contracts. There's a reason why you would pay LeBron James, Nike would pay LeBron James more than they would pay probably a rookie. Because LeBron James, people pay to see LeBron James play. People pay to see Jordan play. People pay to see Kobe play. And that's the thing. Here's the thing about it. People pay to see Elaine run. People pay to see Shelly run. People pay to see Sharika. People pay to see Sha'Carri. Because we talk about, here's the thing, and I want people to say this. Many of us have sat here, and I've heard a lot of people speak about certain things not being said about Elaine. And I personally, I'm not saying that they're wrong in saying that, because they aren't. But a lot of the same people who are saying this and that shouldn't be speaking about Elaine were the same people that were killing Sha'Carri Richardson a few weeks ago, or a few months ago, or a couple of years ago to this day. The same people that are saying, don't speak on Elaine or speak about this because she's been going through a lot, were the same people that were discrediting Sha'Carri's mental state. Why I'm saying this is to you is to say this to the people who are listening. I have no problem with you say, defend this athlete and support them and hold them down and don't talk about them because we don't know what they're going through. I mean, I have no problem in doing that. But some of the same people who are saying this, I'm not going to cuss any admin yesterday because we go back broad and we say what we say, it don't matter. But for a lot of the same people who are saying defending Elaine to that extent, and if you even say, oh my God, the form didn't look right, it's hell and high water, were the same people that were bashing Sha'Carri Richardson. And here's my thing: just because she's Jamaican and the next one is American, we must treat athletes the same way. Because here's the thing: Elaine has to deal with what she has to deal with in Jamaica. Somebody like Sha'Carri Richardson is facing hate in the US by her own athletes, in Jamaica, in the US by some of the population. And I will say this: I'm one of those persons that support the mental health of people. I remember personally, I said something that Elaine did not look right, and she did not look physically right, and she, we don't know what's going to happen in 2 weeks and whatever. I talk about her mental health, whatever. And I got bashed for it because I said she just didn't look right, or I said she only performs every 4 years. And the funny thing is, the same things I've said about Elaine is the same thing Elaine said out her mouth in our 10-minute interview the other day. The same exact things. And we will defend her. But some of the same people are the same people who I hear tearing Sha'Carri down, calling her names, calling her this, calling her that. Some of the same people who are defending Elaine are some of the same people who would bash other Jamaican athletes. And I said this, I made a post about it the other day, yesterday. A couple weeks ago, many of us were knocking Brianna Williams. We were getting at Brianna Williams, a lot of us. There's nothing wrong in, as an athlete, having expectation of athletes. You get into a sport, that's what's going to happen. When you're famous, when you're good, when you're one of the best, people are going to have expectations of you. But just because you have expectations of the person, sometimes there's nothing wrong in saying, hey, look yourself. This is not who I see. This is not an athlete I know. Hey, if you're injured, get help. I saw somebody right the other day and said, Elaine should probably just not think about running this year. Take the time to get herself together. I'm going to see people bash them for that. No, what's wrong in somebody saying, hey, just take the year off, get yourself together, get your mind right, work on yourself, and come back next year. Because that's a year stamping ground. And see people bash the person for saying that. Like, why would you bash somebody for saying, take care of yourself, take a year off, relax, get your body right? There's nothing wrong with that. Athletes across the world do it all the time. We cannot defend somebody to the point that we do, but at the same time, bash others and speak ill about others to that same level and be angry.
But then if she does that, but then if she does that, take the year off, right?
Mm-hmm.
As you rightfully said, you're going to still hold her to the context of she is just an Olympic athlete.
But that's why you said we are PR. We are not. If something
no, we're not paying her.
But what I'm saying is, if an athlete says, and you know what I loved about Elaine, this is the first interview Elaine ever do, me love. Why? For the first time, Elaine spoke.
But that is what people need to understand. She is not one that speaks
I know.
out. And she said it. She said, yo, if you talk, you either talk too much. If you don't talk, you still have a problem. So what is it that we really want?
No, it doesn't. Listen, damn if you do, damn if you don't. But the reason why I loved it was the first time she spoke. She said, listen, I'm not well. Mentally, it's the first time here Elaine said, mentally, I'm not ready. So if Elaine says, listen, I'm going to take a year to get myself right. So what wrong with that? If people are going to call her this and that, so be it. But she's getting herself right. Here's the thing that Latoya Xavier, and this is what I want a lot of people I'm going to say for some people, because I try my best to understand both sides of the coin. When somebody will say she's not performing or she's not this, and it's not just Elaine, it's any athlete, you have to understand when somebody ignorance or lack of knowledge causes speculation. You understand? So if Latoya tomorrow get up and her tummy get a little big, the first thing them are gonna say is what? Latoya breathe.
Welcome, Gary. Welcome. You missed it when we talk about all of your comment them when we get to 4. But I'm gonna be nice. Welcome, Gary. Gary made a comment, so I just want to highlight it so everybody can know that Gary's in the building, so we can do it with him.
Right. So what I'm saying is somebody will see Latoya tomorrow, and Latoya put little meat on the bone and she have a little tummy. The first thing that comes to everybody's head is she's pregnant. Why? Because they associate someone who comes from slim to that as being pregnant. But what if Latoya just a yam enough?
But people don't first think along that line when it comes to Elaine, though.
That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying that is to say, somebody may say something and say something about Elaine. You know what I like about that interview? Right. You know what I like what Elaine did in that interview? should kill any speculation. She just make it up.
No speculations. No, but
She
then
kill
she kill it.
everything.
But then persons don't listen to the interview. All them see is the level 23.
Listen to me.
Persons don't listen to the interview. All
You
they
can-
saw is
listen,
level
you
23.
cannot cut
Persons
ignorance.
see the human.
You can't. Are you going to argue with listen to me? Are you going to argue with a donkey every day?
All right, so I must stop arguing with Gary.
If Gary is an ass, then don't argue with him. That's the reality. Here's what I say though, and I know the gang is coming out for Gary. Sometimes Gary overstep him limit. I will say that. We know that. Come here, Gary, you did some chat here. Sometimes Gary overstep him limit. But sometimes Gary is just being the devil's advocate. And then sometimes some of the statements or the questions are genuine concern. Like when Gary said the other day, he doesn't know if Ilian is going to make the national team because
No, I
of
never
how
said
he
same say Ilian now, but
all right.
no, not change the sentence now.
Well, or him don't know if she's going to the team. So there's nothing wrong with that concern. Remember you saying about in 2015. Remember you saying about in 2015. Many of us said if you saying about never have a buy, he would have made the team. That year when Gatlin was the man, many of us say you saying about now.
So I have a question. Where's the faith in Dr. Shelley and Fraser Price if we make the team and she not run yet?
She's on the team already.
No.
The thing about it is this,
If she not buy, should I make the team this year and she not run yet?
I would have said no either. But she
Okay,
put herself
thank
in
you
the
very
best
much.
position. She puts herself in the best position. She has 2 months to work on everything more than anybody else.
So how do we know that she's ready?
We don't. But the thing is,
Yeah, so therefore, that is it.
but here's the
That
thing.
is it.
Shelly has
Hold on,
nothing
hold
to
on.
prove for 2 months.
Hold on.
That's the
But
thing.
hold on.
So if she come out next
What
week
I'm
and run
saying-
11, 46, looking like a piece of you know what, then we have a session already.
Greetings, Dr. Williams.
If she come out look next week at trials and come look run 11:47 and look like she's a duck out of water, we're going to say she's not ready. But the thing is,
But that is
the advantage she has is that she doesn't have to run the trials. So here's what I'm saying. If Elaine never had to run the trials, remember what I said to you at the beginning of the year? Don't say nothing about Elaine till July. If Elaine doesn't have to run the trials, we wouldn't have to worry either, because I would have said, okay, we'll see her run 11:23, and then we'll see her run 11:23. Don't worry, she have 2 months. We know so she'll get it right in 2 months' time. The problem is she has 2 weeks, and people are going to be concerned of her. Okay, she never look all that, and is she going to get ready in 2 weeks? The difference is Shelly has 2 months, so she has a lot of races to figure herself before she has to look like somebody.
But everybody has that same 2 months. One, but two.
No, Shelly do have to run. Shelly do have to run until the 19th of August.
August, so Shelly have whole heap of time.
Okay, but what
Shelly
I know
do
is
not have to
this.
touch a track
That
until
is
the
why I'm
19th of
saying.
August.
But hold on, that's why I'm saying 11:23 is all that everybody is concerned about. Nobody's gonna say if it is okay. If it is that Shelly don't run, we don't know where Shelly is as it relates to the 100. If it is that Shelly is going to run the 200 and not the 100, we don't know. But nobody is concerned. Listen to what I'm saying. Nobody is concerned of where it is that she is.
Because she doesn't have to do
Right.
anything for 2 months.
But
Elaine
yet
is
still,
next
but
week.
yet
Elaine have to run next week. That's the difference.
But yet still Elaine come out and run 11:23 for the first time.
But here,
Coming back from what?
here's what I'm saying.
One second, I listen to you,
Alright, go on.
Jermaine. I listen to you. But yet still Elaine came out and won 11:23. Right? And stuff. And the way we do her over a weekend, we kill her, even though in our mind she's dying. We kill her with what it is that we have said about her. If she was one person that takes what social media says about her, boy, may I tell you, we wouldn't have the double-double. We wouldn't have the double-double. Because remember,
Our lawyer.
Remember, no, we know.
I'll call you lawyer. Hold on there. Hold on.
no, Con.
Don't
No,
get
Con.
Jeremy-
I don't agree with that. Con. I don't agree with that. Con said JC clock not good. And the time is not right. Actually, it's the same clock. Let me say this. The same clock that gave our baby boy that PB is the same clock used at JC. Let me say and make that clear. It's the same clock, not different. The clock carry from wherever clock is housed up at JC, go down and stay by same clock. The people that get new equipment.
The reason why, and German point is the reason why we are worried, our person is worried about Elaine is that Elaine showed her hand, or showed one card out of 21. I played 21.
Yes.
Right? You played 21. And the first card she show is a queen.
Oh.
No, hold on there. She a double Olympic champion, so we can take it two ways. She showed the ace of spades. Double. She showed the ace of spades. So Latoya take it as 1, right? And you take it as, what you call the other one? 12? 11. So either you count as 11 or you count it as 1. Elaine show her card. And most pundits will say, will Elaine be able to bring 11-23 to 11 flat to make it out of the heat?
Exactly.
All of them eat out, you know. No,
here's the thing. Hold on.
I'm objective. All of them eat out, you know.
16, hold on. Watch this. 16 Jamaican women have run faster than Elaine this year.
Pundits are coming at her because she have 10 days for
10 days
down from 11:23 to 11 flat. These eats are not normal. Everybody right now eat now for trials is gonna run 11:04 or 11:05, and that's Brianna coming last.
Hello, Brianna.
So if you're not running 11:05, you're not coming. If you're not running 11:05, I'm asking, and my question is, do you have faith in Elaine and her coach / husband to get her from 11:23, the mental capacity where she have to come down to 11 flat next week, and in 2 days time come down to 11.85 or 10.85 to come third to make that national team? That's in the space of 2 weeks. Do you have confidence in her?
Let me say something to you though. Hold on.
The race that JC never do.
We not
race 110.
Hold on.
We're not talking about the race at JC, we're talking about the future.
I thought when I race whatever 110.
Hold on, Latoya, hold on, Xavier. Let me just make these 2 points quickly. There are 16 women who run faster than Elaine Thompson this year from Jamaica. So you can't discount anybody. Number 2, I saw someone write Elaine moved from 11:35 to 10:07. Let me address it because Xavier posted it, and I think I put under the post, I said, Xavier, tell the full story. Elaine ran 11:35.
The full story though.
Well, no. Elaine ran 11:35 in a heat at the Jamaica.
5 years out of the full story, Jermaine. And Jermaine, don't use that one alone. Don't use
that
one alone.
I'm just saying. By the way, no.
Because 2015, because the year before, her season opener was 11:20 something. And she bring it all the way down to trials.
You hear what I'm saying? This is Elaine's slowest opener ever at this time of the year. Elaine's that 11:35.
This time of the year.
That's it. That's the thing. She's always opening in March, April.
There won't be excuse.
So there's no other time. So this is her first opener.
Right, and this is her slowest opener ever since 2015. Right. Also, let me just also put this into perspective. And I'm going back to the statement. Elaine jogged 11:35 at the National Stadium in a heat at the Velocity meet and came back 2 hours later and ran 10:96 to win the finals. So she didn't jump whatever. And she had run 10:7 prior to that year and she ran whatever. So the reason why the concern is there, and I'm going to be objective when I say this. The concern about Elaine is there because number 1, this is her slowest opener. And Elaine never runs this slow in July unless the conditions are crazy. In June, unless the conditions are crazily adverse. So concerns are going to be there. And her
she run this slow because of where she's coming from and what she's dealing.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said in the finish of the statement.
Continue.
She made it clear why she's at the state that she's at now. So I'm going to go back to my original statement and say we do not judge Elaine until July. But I will say this. If you are not even, based on what we've seen from the other Jamaicans, if you are not even 5% concerned, you are living in a loop because of what she said, especially what she said over the weekend. If you are not a bit concerned, you are living in a loop. There's something to be concerned about. Yes, she might make the team, but there's something bigger to be concerned about. And the biggest part of it is not even her injury, it's her mental space. And while she may come,
and while she may mental state, and she did tell you.
What do you with that one, Derek?
That's my last question.
We dealt with that one already. And here's why I say this about the mental state. Because even though even though Elaine mentioned that she's getting over it, we don't know if she's fully over the mental state that she said she was in. So we have to be patient with her and understand. And that is why I am one of them that said, don't necessarily go too hard on her this year. She's overcoming a lot, and me not have a problem. She say, you know what? I just want to take the year to fix me. Me personally, not have a problem with that, because the person is more important than the athlete. But there is a little bit something to you can be concerned. There's nothing wrong with that. Me don't talk now.
Alicia, I don't have a bias.
Yeah, you have a bias, Latoya. Toya, you have a bias. Just tell everybody you have a bias. You're not even the one to talk about it because you want bias.
So who doesn't know that I'm an Elaine fan? I'm just saying I just don't want us to criticize her. Yeah.
We're not criticizing her. We're speaking objective.
All right, Sandra says she may make the team, in her opinion.
Elaine, I forgot dig deep, and digging deep, I don't want her to injure herself.
True. Nothing wrong with that.
She have to go deep, Jeremy. She have to go deep. These youngsters now, these youngsters just a laugh and say, "Yo, she not 100. Me go at her."
Exactly. Like she becomes the prey now. She's now the prey.
Yeah. So
she is the prey.
But so she just needs to make sure she had a target.
Here's the thing about Elaine, though. Here's the thing about Elaine. She can be the prey, but she can also be the hunter. It depends, as I said, where she is mentally and physically. Like I said, if she's physically fit, then I'm mentally ready. Nobody knows in her class.
But her statement is that she want to make the team. And if she want to make the team, she'll go make the team.
Right. So we just have to... The situation as it stands is, if you are concerned, it's okay to be concerned. If you don't concern, that's fine. You can go off of history, you can go off of present situation. Any one of them, it don't really matter which one you want to go. At the end of the day, we're going to see what happened on the 7th of July. So if you're not concerned, that's fine. If you go against history, that's fine. If you are concerned or you're going against based on what you see recently, that's fine. The answer will be given on the 7th of July.
I'm more worried about Shelly than Elaine.
Again, me have to see she run first.
God, we don't know if she fit. And she hide.
All right, but can't answer that for me. Answer
and this is no, and this is my take on it. Just like how Elaine said she injured, I want to see where her body there. We had enough all-comers meet for her to come run once. This is where her body there. She could have answer the Shelly.
I'll answer the Shelly question, but I won't answer it here. I'll message you guys otherwise and answer that. Because we had spoken about something that I don't think anybody else know. So we'll just talk about that.
All right.
Whoever the style that no difference between warrior and warrior. Because
31 is extended.
so hold on, Okino and Akino National.
I come on, find him way home.
May I listen not talk foolishness, so me not have nothing to say.
Yeah, man, come true, man. Cause if that's how you're biased, I don't know what we're gonna say about Kino.
Come, Kino, let your piece.
I'm actually heading home from work. When you not hear me? When I hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, man, you're loud and clear.
I'm saying I'm actually heading home from work, so I'm driving and talking at the same time. For me, I would have preferred if she was Ray Sharp, and I've been saying this from day one. I would have preferred if she was Ray Sharp. I think it's all well and good to talk about the class of the athlete, but for me, I just can't speak from the point of just someone looking in. I have to speak from my training, my coaching training, and I think being in a club by yourself, or even if you have one and two with you, it's good to push you. But she is alone, so there's not much competitiveness there. So I too, like everybody else, I want to see her run and do well. I'm not worried too much because she opened at 10:34. I think it was last year,
She
and
opened with 11-1-0, 11-1-7 last year.
there was a year when she opened with 10:3, and then the following week she went to Europe and ran 10:8. I am not worried about it. I think if anybody can do it, the class of Elaine Thompson and Shelley and Fraser should suggest that we shouldn't doubt them and question them and their abilities. People don't want to give a lot of credence to the fact that she is injured, as she said, and I don't have any reason to believe that she would come out and lie. So anybody who believes that can go and chuck off somewhere. I don't have any reason to believe that she would lie. I think she has been, as she said, struggling with injury. From what we know about Elaine doesn't like to use her injuries as an excuse, so she really speaks about it. Even when she loses and she's in pain, she doesn't like to talk about it. So the fact that she came out and spoke about all three, well, the Achilles injury that we know about, she spoke about
Her knee and her shin.
right, it's testament to the fact that something is going on with her. Now we can always argue about coaching and her going back to Stephen Francis, which is a stupid, foolish argument to me because Mr. Francis is not the only coach in Jamaica. There are other coaches who have expertise. Yes, he has proven to be somebody who produces champions, but also that club also has done some stuff
Kino,
that
I want to ask you a question.
you
It's two questions based on what you're saying. I also want to ask you a question so you can follow up on it. How much credence do you, as a coach, how much credence do you put with having competition, not just even having serious competition in a camp? And number two, how much do you and how much do you consider like the fact that the relationship with her and her coach outside of her and her coach, being with her husband? Because I know there are husband and wife teams that have worked, like Shanika has done it, and we've known Jackie.
Jermaine, I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question because, as I said, I'm on the road. So,
my question to you is, how much do you give credence to having a training partner, a caliber training partner? And two, the relationship. We've seen husband and wife teams work, but not a lot of them work as much as we think. How much you give that? Because I mean, I tell her to go back to Stephen Francis. There are other coaches out there, but the fact that it is their husband, right?
I would say, if she's being coached by a husband who can be manipulated and told, I am not coming to training today because I don't feel like it, then she should change that relationship. That dynamic cannot work. You have to be able to separate coach from husband. So if and I'm not suggesting in any way that that is the case. For me, I don't think that is the case with Elaine. I think Elaine has just been unfortunate to experience quite a number of injuries that just coincidentally happened while she made that transition to her husband. That's my view. The first question was, what was the first part of the question again?
How much credence you give to having a caliber training partner?
Yeah, I mean that you can't discount that at all. Um, Putting Brianna Williams, Shelley and Fraser to train can only benefit Brianna. One, you are going to emulate that person because this is a Shelley and Fraser. This is a Elaine Thompson. This is a VCB. It only stands to boost that person's performances, because guess what? This is somebody that I'm now going after. This is somebody that has a technique that I want to perfect my technique to mirror, right? So I don't see any bad coming from it, which is why I've said, and I've said it not just here. I'm a diehard Elaine fan, but I am saying I do believe that the only thing, because my thing is I don't see an issue with his expertise as a coach. I think he is as knowledgeable as any other coach. He's not just a coach, but a bright man, right? So my issue is really that they don't have anybody else in the camp to push her. I did notice, though, that when she spoke in that interview, she did say that there are 2 young men that she trains with. I don't know if she was, and they push her. So I suspect that the camp now has other people there. But yeah, it only stands to benefit.
Okay. Xavier, your turn now.
No, I'm good. Everybody at Elaine.
I think, though, that was the thing that I think a lot of persons were wanting us to talk about tonight, because it has been a heavy thing. And what I would say to the people who are watching, it is not that I don't think anybody here is against. I know people have it that Jermaine is against Elaine. I'm not against Elaine. Never been. I may have my favorites. Everybody knows Sherika is my girl, just like Okino is an Elaine baby for life. But we do respect every athlete and what they bring to the table. Our opinions are never in malice or are never in any negative format. We may see something and we talk about it. But like I said earlier, we will never disrespect an athlete. We will never, because we can't do what them do, and we're not do what them do. We will have our opinions, we'll have our critiques, that's fine, that's what we do. But we will never disrespect our athletes, and in so doing, we will never disrespect each other. Because everybody have their opinions. Keenan has his opinions. I don't agree with some of them. Me have my opinions. I mean, Keenan don't agree with probably 90% of them.
95.
But we don't disrespect each other's opinion. We may have a debate for 3 hours, but that's about it. You know, and when we talk about our Jamaican athletes, remember at the end of the day, they put on a jersey or they put on a gears that says Jamaica at the front. Right? And in some sports, and in sports, I always say the name at the front means more than the name at the back. Right? So,
Jermaine, you know what? I don't want to cut you off, but it's nice to share and to put out what I would call, you know, just flatteries and platitudes, using highfalutin phrases and talking all kind of things, but then our actions also have to match that up. Because I was talking to a particular fan of the sport, a fan who thinks, and when people say, oh, I am not bashing Elaine, oh, I am not bashing this one, oh, I am not bashing that one, and then you blatantly try to use your little pea brain to, you know, talk some little things, then it really not match up. I can understand a rational debate. I can understand divergence of views. I can understand all of those things. But you can't fool, and I'm not talking about Jeremy now, but we can't fool the people. The people, them still comments them. So when we say, oh, bash Elaine, yeah, bash Elaine. Yeah, bash Elaine. I have a favorite. Everybody know that I am a diehard Elaine fan. When VCB did a run, not even VC mother did love her like how we love her. And that's the same sort of feelings I have towards Elaine. I mean, this woman's form is just impeccable. You know? She is a beauty to watch, and I don't understand why even when she's winning, even when she wins, she can't get a break. And that is it's the bias and the hypocrisy amongst the fans of the sport. Let me tell you something, you don't have to hate one for love the other.
Thank you, that's exactly what I think.
I have my personal views about the other lady because of certain things, and I am inside. I had my ears on the ground and I was in the sport. So I personally prefer Elaine, but I'm just saying you don't have to hate Shelly to love Elaine, you do, and vice versa, right? We uno fi do better man on the hypocrisy. Me say Elaine win. She ran a time that is second to only the world record. And people are compare. Oh, this one they just have a bad day that they want. No, then get beaten. Them get beaten. She beat them. This one they run last week, and she come third. Oh, she had a cramp. She did left her suitcase. So our emotional damage, our legs, them didn't leave in the suitcase.
Emotional.
So here's what I say.
We have to be fair. Hold on, Jeremy. We have to be fair and balanced.
Exactly.
If Elaine lose, we tear her down and she done, and she will never return from this. And the bloggers them start blow up. Oh, Elaine done, and she. But when the other people them lose, oh, it's just a bad day at the office. So Elaine can have a couple bad days at the office. Oh, no, too wicked, man. The sports fans, them, no too wicked, and somehow they chat too much, because they don't know nothing about the sport. Me next tonight, I'm going to talk. On a hypocrite.
We knew it was coming. You knew it was coming.
On a hypocrite.
And Tino, I mentioned that earlier because, for example, I remember in the Olympics, and Natalia and I could probably share that, when Elaine ran 10:61 to win the Olympics, I heard people coming to Shelly's defense, and I was like, Shelly would have had to run 10:5 to win that Olympic final. Shelly ran 10:60 afterwards. She would have had to run 10:5 to beat Elaine. Just give her credit. She may not be your favorite, but give her credit. She did something that nobody else did. When she ran 10:54, like, come on, if you were going to beat Elaine, you'd have had to break the world record or get as close to it as humanly possible. And so far, close to it as humanly possible is 10:54. Like,
and that is done by Elaine.
Right, give her credit. Right,
no,
everybody
man,
knows.
I am
everybody
saddened,
knows.
Jermaine. I am saddened by the fact that even when she wins, there are so many comparisons, and the comparisons are not even, they're not fair. It's like it's still belittling to her. What Elaine the Jamaica? So I mean, I know people are gonna say that I'm speaking and I'm getting overly emotional, but what has this lady done? It's like she's the most hated athlete in this country. Why? What people need to understand. Me not because me study social work. But what you need to understand is that personalities vary. One person is not the traditional type of person. First, when Elaine came on the scene, she came with her tattoos and all of that. And of course, enough people, because Jamaicans just fool and they just back around one place run so, and they not exposed. So she come with her tattoos, nobody don't like her because of that. Right? People start judging her because of that. I must somehow Lego beast this, I must somehow this. We heard all of that. Then you have, on the other hand, you have the other one who is very engaging. She always a laugh, she always a smile, but I know so everybody stay.
Veronica wasn't engaging, but people loved her, and I think that's what I'm trying to say. Like, Veronica personality was very much Elaine, but I think Veronica was a little bit, because Veronica grew up in our eyes. I think that's probably why Veronica was so well received, because we've been seeing Veronica from 15, 16. So probably that's different. But and we know Jamaicans love personality. That's why Portia was so loved by Jamaica. She can't do shit to save her life, but she's beloved because she's a personality.
I am gonna ask you to retract that statement. And when
I said what I said, and I said what I said.
I knew it was coming.
I said what I said.
Portia sit down in her sick bed and get $6 million a month. Where you get?
That is true. But what I am saying, exactly.
Not even one. Mama teacher.
You're not teacher that word. Because everybody else, but you love Mama P. Mama P to the world.
But what I'm saying is, Jamaicans are a personality thing, and my thing is, there's okay to like someone's personality, but don't discredit a person's achievement. At the end of the day, Elaine is the fastest.
Hold on there. Sorry there. Gary, we're just speaking about that. Elaine don't need to get a personality. Get a personality to suit.
Her personality is who she is.
No, get a personality to suit who we the fans. It cannot be that she needs to get a personality.
All right,
you know who need a personality?
Her personality is.
You know who need a personality? And a life.
No, Kina, nobody.
Gary need a personality and a life, because all Gary do is sit on the internet every day and trace and cuss and belittle Elaine. Him not a wife. What to him? The man is so annoying.
Listen,
Gary, you need to do better.
Everybody has their own personality, and everybody has what it is that they know that they can do and is capable of doing. She is a silent one.
Exactly.
And from what I've heard, she's quite fine. Not because she's not, as she said, she's not a talky type to come out as something happened to her, to come out and say, oh, you know, I pick up a shing this up. And then you're going to hear the same thing. Gary, you are the same one who is going to say,
hello, tonight is not about Gary.
That oh, here it go again, because you're the same one who says 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2022 shall have injury. And I ask you the question, Gary, didn't she pick up all of that injury from then with the same greatest coach of all time that everybody
is saying coach never makes you win world championship either?
Exactly. No, but then everybody keeps saying she needs to go back to him. What is it that she's going to go back to him to do? To pick up another injury on top of what she have?
You don't have to go back.
They did not deal with it.
Here's the thing: you don't have to go back to a coach when you leave your coach. If she leaves her coach now, she don't need to go back to Frano. She just needs to find another coach.
No, because the man
alone can do it.
My God.
Tapa left Frano and Tapa won an Olympic bronze medal and PB. Shelly left Frano and Shelly around 10-6 like Atbred, what she couldn't do for up teen years. Who else left Frano?
I have a question.
Quite a few.
I have a question. I saw the post. So when Frano gets
nobody not terrorize Gary. Nobody terrorizes Gary. Gary terrorizes the entire internet every day.
Gary terrorizes what are we?
Gary, my brother, I respect you, but I think sometimes, and I defended you here. Sometimes you play devil's advocate a little bit too hard.
Too much.
Right? Because here's the thing. At the end of the day, it is okay if an athlete is injured. That's their career. You're saying about stopped at 30 because him back couldn't take no more. You understand? People are different. Not everybody is Johan Blake that going to run even when them no hamstring left. So I mean, just at the end of the day, like I said, everybody has them favorite. The only thing I've said about Elaine that Elaine can do is I will forever believe that Sherika is a better 200-meter runner when it comes to speed, not form. Because I had Sherika to win in the Olympics anyway. But that's my take. But other than that, like, she is the fastest Jamaican over 100. Give her credit. She's a double Olympic champion. Give her credit. I am not Keno's. I don't have Keno's affection for her, but I still respect her as an athlete because that's who she is. You can't diss her. But I do say, and Keno, I said it earlier, if you are concerned, there's nothing wrong with that. If you don't have a concern in the world,
but Jermaine, I'll reiterate. Let me go back to my otherwise civil personality. I said earlier that I am concerned that she isn't as race sharp as I think she should be, and I think that is important as well. And I'm also concerned that she may not have enough time to get that race sharp. Now, can Elaine get up tomorrow morning and drop even a 10-9? I don't think it is beyond her. Do I think she was all out the other night? I don't think so. Do I think she needs to shake off the effects of the injuries that she has? Of course, she has some injuries. I share a lot of the concern as well, but I also know that this is a quality athlete, and that's what a lot of people don't put in the equation. They fail to talk about the fact that she is a quality athlete who, in a lot of ways, in a lot of regards, is as special as Shelly is and as special as Bolt is, right? So these people can pull off what we call as impossible. I personally don't think that if Elaine, she first of all, she said that she was thinking about giving up. I personally don't think that if they didn't think that she was at a place where she could at least contend for a top 3 spot, she would be there. I don't think so. That would be stupid for an athlete at her level who has to maintain a multi-million-dollar contract. And that is why I get so upset when people like Gary every single day come on the internet and trash talk the woman. This is not, it is like having your children and every day you get up and accuse them, your papa wicked, your mama did a work. That is what he does. There is no form of motivation. And then him say, oh, him love her and him this and him balance. No, that's not fair and balanced. That's being a hypocrite and biased. You don't need to stop it, man. You know what, I'm going to stop talk.
Kino,
Stop it.
I made a statement. I'm asking Kino something. Kino, I made a statement earlier tonight, and I said I would be okay if Ilian said, "Listen, I'm just taking this year off to fix me, mentally, physically."
How do you take a year off from your job? Gary, remember Gary said you would sadden to see Ilian has to come and find a 9 to 5 like everybody out
No.
here.
But Kino, if Ilian came out and said that, what would
You cannot take a year off from your job. No, you cannot take a year off from your job. Oh, that means that when you come back after a year next year, the contract was signed. What is that? She going to come with 95.
Latoya, I'm gonna leave shortly, but I just want to say this. Mr. Gary, I see you wrote in the comment that I hate you. You don't know why I hate you.
No man, him say no, you don't hate him. Him say him go back down and finish that.
Okay. Because I just wanted to clarify. I don't hate you, sir. I just don't like the mislashy behavior.
Before you go though, Kino.
You need to answer my question.
You don't need to go home. Before you go, Kino, because I think we're closing there so now.
Yeah. Kino, answer my question.
I'm asking a question now.
Kino, not answer my question yet.
The year-round store was not going to work. Can I tell you?
Ask questions.
I asked you what if Ilian came out and said she just taking a year.
I'm good tonight. I have nothing to say. KD never run over the weekend.
I don't subscribe to the view of taking a year off because I don't know how that will affect your contractual agreement. And I don't know that a year off would be good for her either, mentally. I know that being away from something that you love for so long can be equally as depressing. So I think it is better for her to get herself patched up. It could be good. I will give you that. But I wouldn't do it.
Strongest soldier. And good is a very strong soldier.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to that view.
But if she comes out and says, for my physical and mental health, I need this season to get myself together.
She said she thought about it and she said that
she thought about quitting.
She said she thought about it. No, then if you're going to quit, she said that if it is that it's not working out and I have to take a year off, they would have to see how it goes. She did say that.
I know she said.
No, that is why I said, we have to. Everybody just focus on 11:23 and not the interview. Kino, before you go, even though we know that we're going to have a discussion. Before you go, Kino, even though we're going to have that discussion, I just want to ask all of us here one question. Give me the event that you are pressing to see.
Men's 110-meter hurdle.
For me, is the women's 100-meter. I mean, I don't even think anything else will come close to that because everybody's going to be gunning for Ilian right now for even that third spot. Well, that's if the third spot
because she said third spot is where she wants to go.
Right, and that's even if Shelly, runs the final. But that's the event for me.
Xavier, what is it for you?
200-meter female.
Xavier
runner-ups. Runner-up.
Xavier now leg up for that 200 meter then because Xavier have KD in a 200 meter. Lock it up, man.
Me have KD coach already come so FSA already. He was already training KD to make the national team.
All right, Richard asking who will be the top 3 in the 100 meter women.
Ilian third.
I am also watching Sasha Lee Forbes and Ramona Burchell, but more so Sasha Lee. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm watching Sasha Lee. I think Sasha Lee is going to upset somebody. Sasha Lee is going to upset somebody for me. I think she's the dark horse. I think Sherika will.
I don't think this year is for those juniors.
I have Alana coming fourth. I have Alana coming fourth.
So if you have Alana coming fourth, so Brianna coming fifth?
We're not telling where Brianna come already. I'm full here.
Here's my thing with Brianna. Brianna is hit or miss. She either going to make the team or she's not going to make the team. I think her start is good. But
You
but
think?
Alana,
Or you know?
well, her start is
There's
excellent.
nobody else who ever start like that.
Her start is excellent.
Brianna is our Kenny Harrison.
Yeah,
Harris.
basically. But I think she
Alright.
gets out the block. But I think if Alana is still where she has been, she's gonna make a push for that spot. I think Sasha Lee is my dark horse. Elaine is there. There's a name that a lot of people don't mention.
Shakora Wallace.
Not just Shakora. I think she's a year away from being where she is. A name people don't mention a lot. Natalia White.
What has Natalia done?
But
Why you?
Natalia does nothing
No,
before
why-
trials every year.
Why? So why
But
you
Jermaine-
putting
But
her
she's
there
also
now?
Jermaine,
But she's also run
semis.
11-1 this
Alright.
year. In her, I think one race that she did.
you,
She ran
you guys
11-1.
jump,
So
you guys jump in the gun.
Yes,
Two
yes,
semis,
yes, on the mouth, yes, on the still using a one mouth killing her. So Natalia White ran 11-1 once from the year start, and yet she is a contender in Jermaine's mind. But
Because
Elaine,
of how it looked, the conditions, how it looked. That's the thing. For me,
Natalia White won't make the team, and she won't be contending for top spot either. She won't make the team.
you might be
Call a
surprised.
spade a spade.
I've
No,
always had her as a person
She
who
not
makes
make no
the
more.
team.
She not make no team till probably about 2030.
She was on the team in 2019. She was on the team in 2021. She was on the team last year.
No, we are talking about the future, man. We not go back.
Jermaine, your friend Shauna said, Kino, what happened to asking what happened to Jermaine? Yeah, them. I may look like he must be right.
The lady that works
semis
at
and the
Catalog United, not
semifinals.
Cataract, but Catalog.
The
I don't
whole
think
night is
Brianna will
murdering me.
qualify.
And I take off my glasses. So it's killing me.
I can't.
That's why I have to wear glasses.
What happens to the men 100 meters?
I think the three are the three.
Who are the three?
Blake, and Civil.
Civil winning, Akeem Blake's second, and Johan Blake third. Well, then again, that's
put
if
DeAndre in it. DeAndre get upset somebody.
I think DeAndre makes the
DeAndre
team.
get run down somebody.
I think he makes the team. I think we need to see
I
what
think
happens with.
Zandrian Barnes is the upsetter if there is any.
And I also Bawaji, I think Bawaji has a chance as well.
No. Put.
Can I ask a question? It's a serious question before I go. Only can keep discussing it. As it relates to Nkrumah and Daly, who do you think is the better athlete? Because my view is, had Daly not been injured, he would have been
last week and then
further along than Nkrumah. That's my view.
I
So
said
what
it
do
last
you
week and
guys
then cost
think?
me. I said it last week, Keenan, and then cost me.
No. Who cost who?
DeAndre is a better athlete.
DeAndre is the better athlete. It's just the in the moment, the given things that happen, the different things that happened. Why it is that Boaji is great. Don't take nothing away from him. He's the man that run 999.
This person put Kemba in the mix. Kemba not even in the finals.
Is the person
So follow up question. I know Jermaine hasn't answered, but as Mr. May go leave shortly.
No, Jermaine think what Daly is the better.
Follow up question. Had Serena Cole not been unwell, would you
Alana
say that she is better than Alana, or Alana was further along?
I think Serena is still the better.
Turn.
Serena is still the better athlete for me.
I still think so too. I agree with Jermaine for one.
Serena is the better athlete for me.
And I think she will be showing up at the national trials by the way, guys.
No, remember the national trials is juniors and seniors. Remember that now.
She'll be showing up at the senior national trial.
Is she still qualifies as a junior?
Yes. Is her last year.
Really?
Junior doesn't have anything major. So most of them,
people around July.
Yeah, but remember they're at MVP. Frana out of athletes, no. Frana need athletes for go championship for make nice over. If not,
Well,
Achille,
man, three very good
championship
youngsters.
tournament now is
Him-
over now. Work, you know.
Him can call.
God.
Him can call back Bridget. She not too old.
Bridget almost 50, sir.
She can come back. Merlino still a run and him almost.
Slims, let me answer your question. Slim is asking about Tina. Tina has not showed for this season. Every time she's supposed to show, she has been pulling out, and that is because she seemingly to be injured. And therefore,
Is it that she's injured though, or is it that this is Stephen Francis? Stephen Francis being Stephen Francis.
No,
I also, guys, remember I said to you, Stephen said out of his mouth, watch the interview, give him a few years. We can't expect
remember, he has to block Tina and Tia into him, you know.
Exactly. And their form is awful.
Tina and Tia is not.
Yeah, Tia actually has the better form of the two.
Tia has the better form of the two.
Yeah.
But Tia is the faster one.
Because remember, when you play. When you have twins and you know you want to share, sharing is caring. But this is what happens.
But I think, guys, that grouping, Alana, Tina, Tia, Brianna Liston, Serena, don't give them too hard of a time. Their goal is post 2024.
Who is coaching these young ladies? Is it Stephen Francis?
What you said, Jermaine, what you say a while ago? Now give them what?
Don't give them such a hard time. Their goal is post 2024.
So how you saying that now, Jermaine, and only give Kevin such a hard time?
I don't give Kevin a hard time.
I don't kill Katie so much.
Jermaine, not Carman.
Why?
I said Kevin looks ugly in the 100 meters.
We're not biasness in our Farid. Kill Kevin. My God.
Listen.
I said Kevin looks ugly in the NCAA final.
She better take the money and go to school. Because she's going into depression.
What I'm saying is that, so why it is then, Jermaine, you said that we're not supposed to put too much pressure on them post 2024, but yet still you're wanting, this is to the question, yes, still you're wanting these people to be a part of a team. Why don't wait until 2024?
I said Alana.
Why don't wait?
No, I said Alana is going to be
but
the team.
Alana was in the bongo.
I know, because I think she's that good that she will make the team, not as an individual, but I think she's good. She's better than the others to make the team, right? That's my opinion.
Yeah,
but,
understandable based on our time. But is it that she's ready to face?
I never said you.
No. I'm talking about the team sport. She's ready to face these specialists on their given day. Yeah.
I think she is one of those persons that is not our wait your turn person. She's coming to take it, and that's fine.
Oh, but I thought that was Kerika Hill.
No, Kerika in the hurdles is coming to take it. That's they never call Kerika in the bunch of everybody.
But Jermaine, I don't see Alana going sub 11 for the rest of the season.
I have her giving me 2 more of them. Might be 998, but I think I have her giving me 2 more of them.
I don't see she going sub 11. I don't think she have the mental capacity there anymore.
Everybody now have mental capacity.
I think she's trying.
No, listen.
Everybody have the mental capacity there for you, though.
No,
I think mental capacity.
I think since Alana ran that 1092 and ran that 11-0 at Carifta, she's been trying too hard to run sub 11. That's just my personal view. She just tried too hard.
Interesting.
Make it flow like how champs did flow.
That's why I think
she's just.
I don't think
before they drop out somebody like how them drop out. What Slim said? What about the 110 hurdles?
That's my race to watch. I tell people that's my race to watch.
That's a race to watch because that for me, Levy, Broadbell, Parchment,
McLeod,
Mar,
Tyler Mason, Orlando Bennett. It's quite a stacked field. Michael O'Hara is in that field as well.
Yes, that's 7.
So it's quite a stacked field. Oh, Damian Thomas.
That's gonna be really.
It's a stacked field. It's a stacked field.
Race to watch.
It is a stacked field. For me, that's my race to watch. Because
the men 100 meters is going to be one to watch also, definitely.
I think the women's 100 meter hurdles lost a little bit of its clout with Brittany Anderson
being out.
I think, because you remember when I said I think Brittany is going to be the best hurdler in the world in a couple of years. I think the team now is Akira Nugent and probably Danielle Williams, and with Burton being suspended as well, it kind of loses a little bit of its clout. And Janique Brown not going to the trials. Those three are a part of that big mix with Kerika, Megan Tapper, Danielle Williams. You know, those three are needed for it to be as good as it is. I think them being missing is a big deal. That's for the 100 meters hurdles for me. That is. If those three were running now, so would have a race. But I think Nugent takes it though. I think Nugent is the class of the field. I think even though it was win aided, that 12-2 is kind of in her mind as well. So I think she takes it over Danielle, over Megan.
So where you put Kerika? You just said that Kerika
she'll PB, but she probably won't make the team. She's hungry and she wants it, but I think she's still a little bit away. The hurdles are bigger. It's her first year. The hurdles are higher. It's her first year being pro. I still think she's going to book her. I still think she'll go book her.
Now you realize what I've been saying, that them junior hurdles, they are junior hurdles. When you're preparing your mind to go pro, you need to have already started learning to run over those senior hurdles.
And the hurdles is an experience game. You get better the longer you've been running. So
you get better the longer you take lick from the hurdles.
Exactly. So I think give her some more time, but she's still going to go for it. I know she's going to go for it. If she makes the team, it would be surprising.
He is. Sandra, I think Levy is still injured.
Yeah, he's injured.
Gary was asking why we keep mentioning Levy if he hasn't done anything a long time.
He's been out for 1 season. That's it. 1 season, guys. It's not that.
Gary, if you said why we keep mentioning him and he hasn't done anything for a long time, I see him think Shelly not done nothing for 1 year now. Just saying. I was just joking on that.
But the reality is, we don't know the state of the injury and we don't know if he's back training or fit. If he is fit, he's a part of that big grouping. You can't take him away from it. So I will mention him because we don't have an update, and maybe he comes out at the trials to get himself in shape. We don't know. When the list is posted next weekend, we can be able to see it.
I said today's Monday now. The
list,
application close. Just need
right,
to give them the time. Hopefully the list will be posted by this weekend.
Yeah, we should have it by weekend. Yeah, but for me, as I said,
you're tipping Akira over Danielle.
I think it was win aided, right? The 12:33 was win aided, right? But Danielle's what was it? 12:20 something was barely over the limit. So I still have Akira. I still have Akira winning. I think she's fresher legs. She's younger. She's hungry. I think she has a chip on her shoulder because she probably would have made the team last year had she not been injured. And that confidence from winning NCAA, beating probably two of the best hurdlers in the history of NCAA.
Beating two of the best hurdlers.
Right? They are two of the best hurdlers in NCAA history, minus Toby Amundsen. So, I mean, getting the best of them. Remember, Aliyah made the American team last year. So, and she was one of the persons people were talking about to get a medal. So, having that in your head, trust me, I think Akira is just bouncing with confidence. And if you know Akira, if you look on Akira's face, this is Akira mean business this year. Well,
Akira's always mean business from champs. I mean, once it comes to dealing with it, Akira face just set like flames, deal with the business and just get it over with and just move along.
And guys, watch out for the Arkansas group, you know. With Akira, Kerry McLeod, Wayne Pinnock, Jaden Hibbert. Watch out for that Arkansas group. They are coming down here, and I think most of them were actually trying to get to peak for the national trials. They weren't really pushing for NCAAs. So watch out for that group. They are coming. The men's long jump for the first time in a long time is going to be worth watching. That's a big race to watch. But yeah, we'll pass one.
Yes, I mean, Travis asked, Omari's. Guys, next week, Xavier and them say asleep. I just have to check by you.
No, I listen to the board events them.
Really? We won't be
Because
talking about any
we're
female
not talking about
right now.
Sunday. For me, trial starts the 6th to the 9th.
The hurdles unpredictable. So to predict it, me just can't predict hurdles. Whoever
I mean, this
first.
prediction is all going to form. I don't think any of us have picked the top 3 for the men, because it is anybody's game. But for the women, it's just going through to form.
I'm a bone to pick.
Jermaine, that question is yours.
Yes.
Sim says if you think
Ilian fit.
if Ilian fit, Jacko could beat her in the 200.
I've always said Jacko for me would be the best 200 meter runner in Jamaica.
The wrong person asked the question.
I said from 2021, had Jacko been fit, Jacko would have won the 200 meter at the Olympics. She came last year and ran
the race wrong, Jermaine.
Sorry, had she gone to the finals?
She run the race wrong. She run
the race.
Mental.
She made up the biggest blunder possible.
She did have an episode.
Yeah, it was one of them.
Nobody know about her for that.
Right. Guys, whenever you're gonna ask about, I know you guys says I am biased when it comes to Elaine. Whenever you're gonna ask about Jacko Jackson, hopefully maybe next year or 2025, we're gonna have to call her Dr. Sharika Jacko Jackson. Them the time my head gonna hurt me, because Jeremy now gonna stop ring sitting on my ears.
Doctor just like you
of course, Dr.
I think she.
Whenever you ask about Sharika, yeah,
especially Sharika in a 200 meter. Especially Sharika in a 200 meter.
Sharika, German girl.
German.
Yeah.
You say Elena the best curve runner. And Elena will come off of the curve like Sharika. Why you think?
But he will never put Sharika on the second.
Because for me, Sharika runs a more even race. Sharika doesn't run a bad curve. I don't think people give her credit. She runs a very good curve.
You're saying that the 400 meter strength will always be the 100 meters speed.
She's not just a 400 meter strength. She's also 1071 in the 100 meters. So she is fast.
Elaine is at 10.54.
Yeah, but Elaine run 55 seconds for 400 meters. Sharika 49.
She's slow.
So
yeah, 1 + 4 equals.
Put it this way: it would be a modern day version of Alyssa Felix versus Veronica. It would be a modern day version of Alyssa Felix versus Veronica Campbell-Brown, strength versus speed, and I think Sharika wins. That's just me. I'm sorry. 200 meter, I think the 400 strength and the 100 meter speed, I think you're better, and history proves that. The 2-4 man them always better than the 1-2 man them for the most part.
Not there to Jeremy and Elaine can be better than Sharika.
Listen,
I'm just saying that
in a 200 meter, love Elaine in it, second best in the world. Sharika still the best one for me. I'm sorry.
Well, go and stay with your maths and
you know,
work
guys,
it out.
One of these days, I'm going to bring Sharika on this show, and I'm going to tell her to her face in front of everybody.
That you love her?
Well, she know that already.
Look it. What you gonna tell her to her face?
I think that she's the greatest all-round sprinter in the world I've ever seen, and she's the best one.
And I want to call her next time we see each other and give you the phone.
You know,
or you want to call her over the next time we see each other? I can come to the stadium for trials just so that I can.
You know, say you're biased. Jeremy, you're biased, you know. She now win a 400 meter gold medal, you know. A 1 gold medal she have, you know.
Yeah, but the persons who have beaten her is
Germany, you're wicked. Germany, you're wicked.
No, here's why I
but Jeremy, what you're saying is that Elaine Thompson-Era has beaten her in the 100, and you're saying, therefore, that because Elaine didn't beat her in the 200, she's not better than her.
Jeremy, hold on. Sharika has won a medal in every final she's contested except for 2017.
Okay, I'm not saying. So I'm gonna win 3 brands. I'm gonna enter J3 something. I'm gonna win brands in a 400. I'm gonna win brands in a 200. I'm gonna win one goal in our next event. So I'm the best sprinter you will ever see, right? You see, until she can win goal in the 400. No, hold on. So how you compare Sharika with Alyssa Felix?
Here's why I say because Alyssa Felix is
give you the best 100. Alyssa can run your 4x1. Allison will give you medals in the 200, and Allison will give you gold in the 400.
He's not supposed to compare Shericka with
Alison Felix does not have a 100-meter senior medal.
But she
it compensates to that 400 gold medals.
Enough order though. She has 400
she has
meters
one
and 200
400-meter gold medal and one silver medal. What's the big deal?
Shericka Brands.
Yes, who are the persons who have beaten Shericka?
Now hold on. Shericka have Brands.
Shani, Allison. Those are the only two persons who have beaten her. So I'm saying,
Jermaine, take the bias.
She has lost 100 meters, especially. Who beat her in 100? Shelly and Ilian.
Jermaine, it's after Olympic next year. You come back to me. After Olympic next year, after Ilian.
Yeah, Shericka will win the gold in 200 meters in the Olympics.
When you go to Ilian Championships, come back. She have not win an Olympic medal as yet.
Slims, can't see no. Hello, Slims. Jack, you see, even with him comparing Jacko to Allison, right? Him comparing Jacko to Allison, and Allison cemented on that second leg of that 4x1, but yet still him.
I have never said that Shericka should not run the back stretch.
When says the best 200,
I have never said Shericka should run the back stretch. I said in a perfect world she would, but we know the situation she's not going to because we know what.
Your mouth turn two-side, regular and quick, man.
It's not a two-side. In an ideal world, Shericka runs the back stretch, but we know she's not going to.
Thank you, Trisha. Trisha, I love it. Your love is very blind. Female love, Trisha, is very blind, right? I'm very blind. Jacko can't do nothing wrong for you, boy, no?
Except for finish third in one race, so she look like a crap.
Nothing wrong.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Exactly. Travis said, Jack Allison have 1 gold, 2 silver, and a bronze in the 400 meter. Jacko have all bronze.
Yeah, she got the bronze in the Olympics. She has a silver in the Olympics and the Worlds and a gold in the Worlds.
Jacko have all bronze.
She has a gold in the 200 and a silver in the 100. Wow. The only woman to have done that. She has a gold in the 4x1 and the 4x4. She has bronze in the 400, silver in the 100, and gold in the 200.
Doesn't make her the best.
She is the best all-around sprinter.
Don't Veronica Campbell do better than Jacko right about now? Are you reach all the greatest?
Alison Felix PB is 21.69. Veronica Campbell's PB is 21.74. Shericka Jackson PB is 21.45. Do you know that Shericka Jackson has run against a tougher field than Veronica and Alison Felix ever ran in a 200?
It don't matter. It doesn't matter.
Do you realize?
Mr. Punky, don't we agree? And even when we showed the little rundown the other day, you know what I mean? Even when we do the little rundown with even when I did the little rundown, I almost said that, you know, someone swallowed and make them not to eat me. Even when we did the little rundown, show the little rundown with E.T. rundown, it still not makes sense. Because E.T. rundown was further.
I have one question for Jermaine. Why Shericka never win the 100 relay last year? Why she never run down, what's her name? Run her down.
She lost by 100.
Why she never run her down? She should have won.
Somebody.
We have not. So whenever see Shericka run down people, whenever see Shelly run down people.
No,
yeah, whenever see Shericka run down nobody yet.
Ilian run down Smarty, and you get the anchor for cement your name in a glory, and could run down the Smarty, and you're going to tell me that she's the greatest? Back up, man.
I said she's the greatest all-round individual sprinter ever. That is true, and that is where she will cement. The only person who has had a better combined PB than her is Forrest Griffith Joyner. Check this. Check.
Around the world.
The only person in this country of sport that has
Asafa is the greatest runner of all time. Then go and average out the race them. I'm the best, I'm the fastest.
No, I said based on her PB in the 100,
he's the fastest runner. When I average out Asafa, he's the fastest 100 meter of all time.
But you're talking about over 100 meters. I am saying
PB average out, you know. Average out.
I am saying
Shericka PB them, you know.
All right.
I am saying
hello.
100. 200, 400.
Hello.
The only person better than her is Tutu.
Somebody asked why Shericka never run down and beat Mboma. Alright, but we're done with the Shericka. There's nothing. You see with Jermaine, and when you convince Jermaine and him take it, next second Jermaine.
But we don't want to accept facts. We don't want to accept facts. Name me somebody who has a better combined PB in the 100, 200, and 400.
I still can't run down nobody.
You never know.
It no
So you
matter.
start average out PB in athletics now. For good.
Tell me who has a better combined PB in the 100, 200, and 400.
Let me speak. Let me Drummond speak. Hey, I'm right. Watch out, no. Kino, reach out.
Kino.
Hello, Kino.
No, we never win.
Oh, no, nothing for do.
I come off now, but I'm asking about Sherika. You're not going to talk about Sherika.
Jeremy says Sherika the best all-round sprint of all time.
You know,
Marlon, you said we don't sound sensible because we share the view that Sherika didn't do a good job on the ankle leg. Wow.
She never
That's
done
your
that.
opinions. Welcome to Track and Field. We're not addressing it. Welcome to Track and Feelings, Marlon. It was great having you over here. Lovely. Continue speaking, Kino.
No, me just think so. Well, I actually don't think it's far-fetched. I think Jermaine has a point.
No, listen first,
She
man.
not agree with me. Anyway, continue.
No.
Hold on.
No, but that's what I sweet it.
Hold on, no, man. I don't agree that she's the best, but I think she has the potential to be the best. She's not fully there yet, especially in a world where Allyson Felix still exists. So technically for me, she's not fully there. I think her turnover is improving, but I think there can be work done to her form, a little bit of work, and for that I still don't like how she runs the curve. I think Sherika can be so much better if she gets all of those things correct, but I don't think she's there yet. But yes, Jeremy, I do agree that given time, the potential is there for her to wear that crown. I do agree. For the person who said that she didn't run a good ankle leg, or we should agree that she ran a good ankle leg. Perhaps your knowledge of the sport is, not as we would have wanted it to be, because she really is not the best ankle leg runner that we have produced.
And then he says that who was going to catch a 10-8 runner with such a huge gap?
That's not the point, though. The point is not whether anybody is going to catch her. But if we're gonna talk about ankle leg runners, that alone begs for comparisons.
The only unmatched top end speed, when you use the word unmatched, Marlon, that is speaking of Elaine Thompson era. So if you're gonna say Sherika Jackson's top end speed is unmatched, I don't agree.
Sherika's top end speed is unmatched, really?
I don't agree.
Let me answer that question. Sherika doesn't really have top end. She's a balanced runner.
She's a balanced runner.
She does
100% agree with Jermaine.
She does this. So while everybody is decelerating, everybody else is decelerating, she's still maintaining her pattern.
It's not like a Elaine.
That's why she forgot on the longest leg of the relay, the 110 part of the relay. When she reached 110, she had to be fastest person up on the field. Right,
when we talk about top end, we have to talk about Elaine.
Yes.
We have to talk about somebody like a VCB who all in the things so you beat her, she find another gear.
Yeah.
Jetta has one of the best top ends you can ever
Jetta, you know who had a great top end too? Karen Stewart.
Yeah,
those people are, when you talk about top end, you talk about those people. And I will say this too. Not everybody's gonna agree with me, but Sha'Carri at her best has great top end.
Amazing top end.
Amazing top end. So no, Sherika is a balanced runner, as Jermaine said. But the top end,
Marlon looks like he's a Google analyst.
And it's the same thing like Usain Bolt, Tino. Usain Bolt doesn't really have top end as people think.
Merlin Atti then is agreeing.
Merlin Atti is the same. They are, once they get out, they maintain.
Yeah,
They
man.
give you a stretch where they get a little bit faster, but they're not dying.
It's just all right. Look at Elaine. Elaine might be, level or mid pack for the first 30 to 40 meters, and then her top end, her top end, it kicks in, and once that top end kicks in, you have to be good to stay with her. You have to be. That's why I always say, fit Elaine can't be beaten.
There's a thing, it's kind of simpler than that. Anybody that pass Shelley and Fraser Price have top end.
Exactly.
Everybody will run out on
If you run down Shelley,
on a regular Elaine.
Yeah, man. If you run down Shelley and beat her, because Shelley not easy to beat, whether like her or not like her, Shelley not easy to beat. To beat Shelley is an achievement in and of itself.
Yeah, man. If you can run past Shelley, you have top end, man.
And I'm not a fan, and I can boldly say that to beat her is an achievement in and of itself.
And the only person to do it 9 times, I will say that. The record against Shelley is 9-4. So Elaine has beaten Shelley 9 times. The only individual to do that.
And one time, 2 times Sherika has beaten.
Sherika has beaten Elaine twice out of 4 times.
And 2 times out of 4 times. So it tied. 2 out of 4.
No, not 2. 3 out of 4. Sorry. The only victory is the Olympics. Right. No, that is out of 5 Olympics and Eugene. Sorry, my bad.
But I'm saying, and Sherika has beaten Shelley twice.
Yeah.
So for you to say that, I mean, we have facts. We have things that can show.
And that's the thing. Like there are not many.
It's not that we don't. And it's not that we don't like Sherika. It's just that there are facts that can.
There are not many people who can say they have beaten Shelley at her best more than 4 times. Jetta, I think Jetta and Karen Stewart and Elaine are the only persons that can say that.
Yeah, those 3 people. Yeah.
That they've beaten Shelley more than 4 or more times. The only person that can say that.
Not even the great VCB.
Not even the
great.
In her prime, never wasn't able to do so. I remember in 2008, VCB entered that race with a season world lead of 10:88. And she ran 4th at trials. Me one of them was slung in a trials and ball that the year. Me ball like say a PNP lose election.
2008 trials was trials, And then Karen Stewart went into that championship being the fastest, and Shelley met me by, because the one
remember, that is it. I mean, the accomplishment for Shelley was beating Veronica, because remember, both Sharon and Karen were ahead of her, and she trains with Sharon. Beating Veronica was the biggest accomplishment. It's like if, for example, tomorrow morning.
Listen to me. I don't know who was in that stadium in 2008.
I was.
I can tell you that the stadium
silent.
Was silent. Everything. It's like
I remember.
It was like time stood still.
Exactly. I think people were in disbelief for like 15 minutes straight. The men's finals couldn't run yet.
When I saw that VCB ran for it,
we're not saying anything bad about Shelley. Get it right. We just did a comparison between Shelley and Fraser.
What we're saying basically is how good Shelley is, and how good you have to be to beat her.
Exactly.
That's basically what it is. Because, like I said, the only person that can say they have
great in order to have beaten her. And there's not many women that have that opportunity.
There's 3 women.
I have done that so many times.
3 women in history that have beaten Shelley more than 4 times: Karen Stewart, Carmelita Jetta, Elaine Thompson. That's the list.
That's it.
That's the list.
I love all of the athletes. I love them because they represent Jamaica. Do I love Elaine more than everybody else? Yes, and I won't apologize for it.
I don't care you more than everybody else.
We're not. I mean, if you're new to the program, it's called Track and Field. We're not very formal. We are formal when we need to be. Trust me, there is no lack of knowledge here. We can speak, on almost any topic in an intellectual way, but it's just that it's called Track and Field. It's the nature of the program. It's the nature of the program.
I actually remember than a soul.
It's the nature of the program where we talk about
Jeremy,
feelings over here. So.
Keno, nicely. Listen, when I want nobody come on the program and search something on Google and then come and analyze it. For other program, they call it Google Analysis. If you don't have no knowledge, just don't talk about it.
Oh God.
You look.
I will say something though. For many people who do not know, let me say this.
The gentleman said that him and Shelley was.
Yeah, Marlon was at MVP, so again, I know that much.
And in the words of the angel, and so.
Trisha, my sister.
Listen, I went to a match yesterday, and all persons, everybody take credit to say they play with certain people or they were in certain people company.
And everybody are your cousin. Anything. Everybody are your cousin.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you know nothing. The first question is like,
that's us over here. That's us over here. We discuss track in our feelings, with our feelings, but knowledgeably at the same time. We just keep it real and be ourselves as best as we are and as great as we are.
Sherika come second in the 100-meter finals.
Trish, we got to, Trish. We got to. I mean, next week is going to be phenomenal, guys. Remember that we will be having Dada Morgan on the program. So we were talking about the field events. So it showed that we are not just track people. We don't just only speak or have knowledge only on the sprints, but we do have knowledge also on the field events. And we do, my sister said you are brutally blunt and she loves it. Big of herself, yeah. So we will be having him on the program. So guys, have your questions ready. Ready so that we can, throw them at him. We basically get to ask questions as best as possible so that we know and can hear. And I mean, he has set that pattern and that start gate for what we are seeing now, because at one point it was only him who is holding and flying that flag eye. Holding that flag eye when it was only him, and we want to hear from him. I mean, we know, if you are aware, he has been there and been through with his event, so we get to hear from him and stuff. And we also will be doing our thought space in terms of what it is that we think is going to come forth from the trials. So guys, also, if you have your potential list of what it is that you think will happen, you can share it with us, whether you put it on PDF or you put it in Word. You can share with one of the admins, so we'll have it and we can.
Guys, sorry, Lottie, not to cut you. Sorry, I was dealing with a management issue at work. Sorry. What were you saying that we need to do for next week?
Next week we'll be having Dads Morgan.
Okay.
But I was saying that persons can send questions if they have or they want to, but also we're asking persons to send their predictions so that we will basically get to do it. Predictions, plural, so that we'll be able to.
And let us not Google them.
My name is like me.
I said what I said. Xavier, you have to put on your shirt next week.
Every time we close the program, Marlon, I must say this. Every time we close it, every week somebody said their comment here that Sherika Jackson is going to run 10-6. But you went further and gave a better explanation. You said Sherika Jackson is going to run 10-6 this year. Interesting. I haven't running 10-6. I'm not sure if it's this year though. But
guess what? And she might go 10-5 because what is going to happen is that listen. What is going to happen is that Shelly is going to out like a rocket. Sha'Carri is going to run to catch her down. And anybody want to win the race, I have to go beat the two of them. What that equate to?
Thank you, Sandra.
You're looking at 10-5-9 for World Championship.
What I will say is that I think what I will say is that I think this year has the greatest potential. If Sha'Carri is at her best and even better than her best, and Talu can come and be at even 1070, 1072, and you have Elaine near to her best at 10.8, 10.7, going into the World
Smith that is going to
Championship.
get about the blocks.
And you have an Asha Smith that's going to get out. If that happens, we might see the world record going this year.
Hey, but that line up there for that
yeah, I think we can, if the conditions are right with all of those people. I think the world record will go.
The lineup for that 8 people that process are coming like when we did have what it was.
The record might even go before the finals.
It might go before the finals because what you have is a traditional.
The semis are going to be loaded.
The semi-finals are going to be loaded, and people will have to run. They're going to be forced.
Yeah.
To run fast.
And a little up, skip, and jump.
Yeah, they're going to be forced to run fast.
You're going to be forced.
I have a Julian Alfred that just look like she can't stop run, like a runaway train.
You know, I always a discreditor, but I just hope that she's not overwhelmed by the occasion and that she actually holds her form and holds her nerves against all of these women who are of, worldwide notoriety.
Yes,
that's
Johnny.
my hope for her. I want her to just hold her nerves and her form in those final stages, because what Julian needs to know, understand, is that she is as good as everybody else. So what she needs to do is tell herself that. If her coach can inculcate that in her mind.
Maybe you can answer this one. I don't recall. Yeah. Is the Budapest track a new track? This one?
You know, I really don't know. I really don't know either.
I really don't know. I will find the answer. I will find the answer to that question.
Marlon, your finger is on Google. Can you assist us?
Marlon says,
No, Marlon must realize that me a joker and I pack right.
No, Marlon Marlon asks the question. Marlon is agreeing with you. Well, Marlon says that Alfred looked tired. NCAA is brutal. One of my concern with Alfred is this, Marlon and Kino.
Yeah,
is the fact that
it's new. They're just gonna reveal it come this Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Marlon, that's your answer. It is new. One of my concern about Julian Alfred is this. The coach comes out and say that he has not prepared KD, because he's going to prepare her for the Jamaica trials. But that is not the same thing. I know that Alfred country don't really have a trials, really, and Alfred would have qualified for it. So for putting Alfred under so much pressure and workload, will she be ready and stable enough to as I said, Kino, to challenge the seasoned specialist?
I don't doubt her preparedness.
I don't doubt her potential.
And her potential. I don't doubt the coach's ability, because let me tell you, in coaching, you prepare an athlete to peak at a particular time. And sometimes after major events, they will fall off. But then what you do is get that body, you get the necessary rest and what have you, and then you get that body prepared again to go back into peak or close to peak performance. I think they have time. I would have preferred.
2 months.
I would
2
have.
months, yeah.
It's time enough, and I would have preferred though that they didn't run her in so many different events and so many different stuff. It's just crazy. It's just like that other girl who, the one that did the two, was it what? The double.
The one challenge the four hurdles and the four
hurdles. Right. I just think that and Gregory Orton said it the other day, that in pursuit of the titles, some of these coaches blunder in terms of how they they prepare these athletes and the strain that they put on their bodies. Now,
like how we found that of Akira Nugent when she was with.
Exactly. Julian Alfred at this stage is a potential medal contender, whether we want to believe it, yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anybody that goes 10-7 is a potential medal contender. You don't overuse that potential. Exactly. I would have taken the same approach that he says he's taking with Kevona, right? Unless he has seen something, because coaches have insight. Perhaps Kevona is more injury prone, and
we know that.
Exactly. Perhaps she's more injury prone, and he's just looking at, I'm going to take my time with her and let her peak at the best time possible for her body, because we might get one use out of her, and then yeah. So we don't know, but
Julian body really set for this.
Yeah, man. Julian body set like the ice in a freezer.
By this cartel. Julian body really set for this. That is so true. Okay. Any closing words? Any parting words?
See ya, Childs.
What's your live?
The J3A Ministry of Sports Puma National Senior and Junior Championship, Thursday, July 6th to Sunday, July 9th at the National Stadium from 9:45 a.m. to 9 p.m. each day. Up for grabs will be places to several events this summer, headlined by the biggest of them all, the 19th World Athletics Championships in Budapest, Hungary for the seniors, plus the NACA and Pan American Championships for the juniors. Season tickets, $7,500. Finish line, $1,000 to $2,500 per day. Regular grandstand, $1,000 to $2,000. Tickets on sale online June 19 at MysticOnlineTix.com and National Stadium and the Pegasus, July 3 from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. It will be 4 days of super competition, so be there.
Yes, Marlon, we see it. Kevona's technique has improved. I think it's the best thing that they could have ever done for her, because as me always say, she run like one, them stush girl at school run and cock off them hand. But no, yes, Jermaine, we know you have it. Yeah, man. So I'm happy to see that. But I want to ask a very important question before we go. We know a lot of them look like them Shiwanga bed. But if Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce were to win this 100-meter title, does this settle the argument once and for all that she's the greatest 100-meter sprinter of all times? Because I know there's still some debate.
German, stop cleaning your teeth.
Yeah, does it settle the argument that she's the greatest 100-meter sprinter of all times? And is there still some arguments to be, thrown into the ring, that because she has not consistently done so on the side of the Olympics, that she can't be considered as such?
Shelly has
from last year.
I think that was settled from last year. 5 world titles and to medal in 4 Olympics straight, including 2 gold. As a 100-meter sprinter, I don't think anybody will ever achieve that. So I think that argument is settled. Now, does she go down as the greatest overall sprinter?
No, he never said overall himself.
No, I'm saying.
You can wake up.
If she wins another world title, she probably becomes the greatest sprinter of all time if she wins another gold medal. But that argument becomes a little bit more in her favor than anybody else. But the greatest 100-meter sprinter, that was settled from last year.
I agree that it was settled from last year. 100-meter sprinter. For me, 100-meter. HP is asking female GOAT or overall 100-meter GOAT.
I say overall. Overall
100-meter GOAT.
Yeah. She has done what nobody else has done. 4 Olympics, including 2 gold, a silver and a bronze, 5 World Championships, the most medals in a single event by any athlete ever in a World Championships. I mean, overall 100 meters. If you start saying, like, huh?
Because a while ago you just mentioned the point that Shericka is a better all-round sprinter,
Right?
based on the average of everything. I mean,
all-round sprinter because she does 3 events.
She does 3 events, and not only does she does 3 events, she has medals in 3 events.
If you use the same concept with a Shelley, you have people who will come close to her.
Who is gonna get 5 world titles?
Let me ask a question, because for me,
the only thing that I would say now is of this era, the GOAT of this era, to play it safe.
Let me ask this question, because
you look like you don't want to sleep tonight.
No, me just want because when we're talking about greatness, do we talk about greatness with respect to longevity, or greatness with respect to quality of medals? And I ask this question because there is also a view that if you're going to talk about the greatest athlete or the greatest 100 meter or whatever the case may be, that you would have to throw Elaine in that argument as well, given the fact that she has done what nobody else has ever done with the double-double. So is it longevity for you guys, or quality of medal?
No,
because
both.
Because if we're talking longevity, then we're going to have to throw
quality of medals, Kino.
It's both for me.
It's
both.
what a person's opinion of medals are. Because do you value the World Championship,
Ati has to
or
be
you
in
do
the
you
argument.
value the Olympic?
But then, if you're going to
Which
say
one of
that,
the medals more?
Now, if you're only looking at it from World Championship, then you won't. I mean, longevity is the only thing that you'll be taking in consideration
how does
Ati will go more than her.
Exactly. How does Ati not fall in the argument?
That's why I said to you both, Kino.
All of those things.
Kino, that's why I said both, because here's the thing. Shelley has been doing it from 2008. So we're 2 years shy of 5 years. What? 5 years shy of 20 years? She's been doing it that long. But here's the thing. She also has 7 of 8 gold medals that she has contested. Sorry, she has what? 7 of 10 gold medals that she's contested. 7 of the gold medals she has contested. 1 she's won a silver, and 1 she's won a bronze. The only time she didn't medal was 2011. It's not that she's just been around for 15 years. She's also dominated for 15 years. She's beaten people of the past and of the present. So she's gone through the Jettas of the world, the Veronica Campbells, the Karen Stewart, the Alistair Felix, the Tori Bowies, God rest her soul. She's gone through everybody. So she has both. And when you talk about greatest, it's not just about I've been here for 20 years. I've been here and I've dominated for 20 years. Because let us be real, at her worst, Shelley-Ann Fraser-Pryce is the 3rd best sprinter in the world currently. At her worst.
Interesting point.
I think Jermaine has sufficiently made his point. I will yield.
I'll accept that.
I'll accept
based
that.
on how he made it. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, Jermaine, I'll accept that. Boy, Jermaine on a roll tonight, man.
Jermaine, I'm kind of agreeing with you, Jermaine.
You're on a roll tonight, boy.
Marlon said she needs the world record to be the greatest. In not lie, if she get the record, it is done.
I don't think so either. A world record is a one-time achievement. The world record, all right, let us be real. How many events is the greatest sprinter not the world record holder?
Yeah. And I agree with you, Jermaine. I'm tired to say that, but I agree with you.
Better take all of them now because it's not.
I tell you, I'm going to sleep it off. But Flojo cannot be
the greatest
in any way, shape, or form called the greatest 100-meter female sprinter because
So-
this
so
woman
you
had
know
one
one
good season.
One.
One good season. One. You know? So for me, Jermaine has settled the argument. I have to accept that point.
Marlon says something. Marlon says when a novice looks at the woman 100 meter, they won't consider her as the greatest if she doesn't get the record. So unfortunately, 10 years from now, after looking back, some will overlook Shelly if she don't get the
Marlon,
record. So
remember
Marlon,
that, Marlon.
question to you.
Marlon. Marlon, I think we all agree that Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time.
No,
Hold
Jermaine,
on.
No, I don't.
Here's why I'm saying this. Michael Jordan holds no record in basketball. But Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time. He holds no record. Somebody's going to break Usain Bolt record at some point. Are we going to say Usain Bolt is not the greatest sprinter of all time, even 20 years from now?
No, but that's what he's saying. No, that is what he's saying.
But what I'm
he's
saying is
that when a novice, hold on. He's saying when a novice picks it up and looks at it, with Shelly not having the record, they may say, okay. So that's why I wanted to ask him, are you saying then, Marlon, that if Elaine Thompson comes and break that world record, right? In 10 years' time, when someone picks it up, they're going to consider Elaine Thompson the greatest of all time because
Yes,
she got the
yes,
world record.
Latte, yes.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm trying to explain to Jeremy.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying
No,
to
but guess what?
That's
When
what
they used to book shows, medal
Hold
winners
on.
of all time,
History-
and you see Shelly's name 8 times,
Jermaine,
you're going to go,
hold on.
wow, that's the greatest.
Jermaine, he's not talking about people like you and I, and Latoya and Xavier and the bird, what you call it?
the HP track people and
Those
all that
bright
person
people, the
what-
Hubert,
The
Lawrence.
narrative
and
will
those
always
people
say
Right.
world record.
Understand.
The narrative not going to say how much
And-
medals you win.
And
Exactly.
he's talking about the novice.
The
History is
novice
going
who
to
have no clue.
history
They're picking it up.
is going to hold the view of the novice. And
Because-
it's sad to say that person
No,
who
But Kino,
if Kemba Nelson get up and run the world record tomorrow, people are gonna see her as the greatest sprinter.
Exactly.
Kino,
Because if it is that,
but you have to look
at
at it from the sponsorship perspective. If Kemba run the record tomorrow, Kemba make more money than Shelly.
Exactly.
so the
Exactly.
novice, so the
Shelly
novice,
could
the
have win
novice
gold
will
till
think
next
that.
year.
The
I
novice
actually-
will-
Uno no say, Johan Blake appeal lane 2 and over so him get now again. Far left. When
the
people
end of the
respect
day,
you, you have the
everybody
pick of the lanes. You get the pick of the lanes. You can
But
tell
here's
them
the
say you
thing.
want lane 4, you can tell them say you want this, you can tell them you
But
want
here's the
that.
thing, Kino, in sport is always, and I think I typed this in the group yesterday, sport is always, what have you done for me lately? So if Usain Bolt was running now and running 10-0, he would have get lane 2 and lane 1. Because the
No.
sport says that.
You can't say that. Because what have you done lately?
I
One
disagree
day should have
with
not
That
gotten a late
is
in
the
Diamond League.
most that is the most mock-up statement that you have ever made in your
Bum
life.
step back a glass statement.
Yes, man.
Make
Back
it
at
He
the
just
class,
kill himself
man.
for the whole night.
Listen,
man.
man, you know, agree with you so much time. I just take the whole of them back.
No, but let me explain why I say this. In
Johan
sport,
Blake is only
no,
getting it because he's the second fastest man alive.
Jeremy, you
That is
need
running.
to go in
Johan
Atlantic
is
order.
also one of the
German.
Johan is also one of the top 10 sprinters in the world for the past 5 years. Remember that.
Yeah, but he has
is
not
still
done it
one
this
of the
year.
premier sprinters in
Jeremy,
the world.
Jeremy,
But he has not done it this
Jeremy.
year.
Jeremy, the point that you just made is it don't even work.
Absurd.
Yeah, Jeremy, it's absurd.
But remember, you get lanes based on your achievement from the previous year. No?
No,
He
Jeremy,
is still
the
top
man,
10 in the world.
You get Lena over oblique civil, and I'm not saying
Because
he can't get it, you know. I'm
if
not
you
saying he
see
can't.
Bolt
Because
get up
Johan
tomorrow,
Blake is still ranked higher than you. Oblique.
if you
He's
see
still
Bolt
ranked higher
get
than
up to Jeremy, if you see
Bolt
Bolt
run
get up
15
tomorrow morning,
you might get a lane same way.
Jeremy,
if
Yeah,
look
because
at
that's
you
the
see Bolt
state.
get up,
But that's
Jeremy,
the
look at
thing.
it this way. Look at it this way.
no, but I may use as example. I put your foot in your mouth and now you can try to worm your way out of it.
No, but what I am saying is, I believe if he was running poorly today and consistent, eventually his name is not going to be associated with the greatness. That's why them say sometime retire when you're on top. Don't drop your standard. because people are not going to look at you the same when they only think of you of then. So, for example, if I'm not good anymore, it don't make no sense. I continue. Stop. If I continue, the image that people have had of me will diminish. That's why I said it is always what have you done for me lately.
Jermaine, we're still talking about the novice story. Remember now.
Well, somebody say we not to call a particular name in a goat argument. Who them at talk?
When you were mentioning the lady that died, and you said that the lady that died, persons considered her to be the greatest of all time. So they must say the name didn't call in a goat argument, as you were saying. So the person was agreeing.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Jermaine, but remember, look at it. Asafa Powell never had.
Latik, you go near a wall. Latik, go near a wall.
I'll go sleep.
Your Wi-Fi stick like Jermaine would.
Something wrong when he was that out. I mean, Asafa never had a medal, but he broke the world record. If Usain Bolt never came along and did what he did in breaking that world record and setting it where it is, wouldn't a novice have considered Asafa Powell the greatest of all times?
I don't necessarily agree, but here why I agree with Jermaine in part. And there's a point to be made in what he was trying to say a while ago. You know that what he said there was a point to be made, but I think you drew the wrong reference because you can't use Usain Bolt for that argument at all. Because if Bolt gets up tomorrow morning, if he gets up tomorrow morning and decides that he's going to run again, I am pretty sure that his appearance fee is going to be bigger than any athlete that is running right now, even after passing his best and being retired for so many years. So he is the wrong person to draw that reference.
Draw the reference. Yeah. Right. It's been 2.5 hours, guys. It's been
never come on in.
A great discussion.
Are you one of work?
I'm just saying.
Y'all
don't need to be at work at 6:30.
Yo, because it's easy if you draw out like shoes laces. See?
It was really
Puma
great.
Shoes. Puma.
Having everyone here was really great.
No, but a hush puppy.
But now, hello, what are the clothes tonight? Remember, please, we can't do this. Keep the clothes off.
Maybe see if we can close like Lataya, but nobody can be Lataya. Lataya. All right, so good evening, good night, good morning to everyone.
I like this. No, I will not be angry.
Lati, go close. I heard think that.
So, guys, it was great having you all here. We really enjoyed this discussion. It was a fruitful one again that we accomplished, and we hope that on Monday you guys will be back here with us for another discussion with us here on Track and Feelings.
I will.
That's Morgan, definitely. That's Morgan. And stuff being on here, so we'll have another fruitful discussion. So good afternoon, good evening, good night, and good morning wherever you are joining us from.
There it is.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we love you, and we are glad that you all were able to be here with us while we discuss our favorite thing, our favorite sports, Track and Feelings, here in Our Feelings. Good night.
Oh, are you cooking food, Marlon? Yeah, God, I hope you get 2 pot, my friend.
The track was matched up. So we have to ask only Shelly alone, or we can ask anybody who used to there or so what did it? Which one?
Don't mind, I forget some other people if you can vouch for him to I can't Shelly Mount alone have taste bud in there.
Ask him what time of evening.
Kina, your friend said to tell you good night. Kina, Gary, your friend, said to tell you good night. You understand?
Big up yourself, Gary.
Right there, so no hard feelings.
No hard feelings. You cuss me cuss you, and then we're gonna buy a beer tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, just to ask anyone up there, 08, 09. All right, then I can do that, man. I have that luck. Can do that. Hope to see you next week again, Marlon. Hope to see you all next week.
Thank God
Night,
for
everybody.
Google and internet.